sitting out there.
Yeah. It is actually a lot more relaxing, but yeah.
Yeah. Hey, guys, we are back again here with episode 46 of Porch Talk. We got a lot to recap. We're going to kind of bounce around just some random things. Um, have a good conversation here tonight about a lot of things we've touched on over the course of this podcast for the last, I guess, 2 years now. I guess it's about 2 years now. Think about it. It's kind of crazy to believe. It started about 2 years ago, anyway. And we'll just kind of hit on a lot of things, whatever kind of comes to mind. We're not really going off a strict outline or anything like that tonight. So just, sit back and hang out with us a little bit. And we can't wait to hear your feedback on the episode once we get finished and put it out there. The first thing I kind of wanted to say, and I think this is probably on your mind too, as of tonight, per Facebook, I wanted to kind of give a shout out and requesting some prayers for Coach Wright. He was in the hospital. I think the last I saw, he's doing better. If I'm not mistaken, he put out a Facebook post here not long ago saying that he feels like he's about 18, and for none of the players over at Twin Valley to miss any practice. So I just want to shout him out.
I think he also put out about some ballers keep watching it with a girlfriend or something. So
yeah, that's what
he's definitely back to feeling like himself. But yeah, shout out to him. Prayers going up. Hope he's doing okay. I love Coach Wright. We go back a long way to coach me in like 6th or 7th grade little league basketball, and then was an assistant in varsity basketball. He holds a special place in my heart for sure. Great guy. I mean, always encouraging when you're a player. Just one of those dudes that seem to know what to say at the right time. And then after I graduated, obviously, every time I see him, big hug, like happy to see you, like genuinely happy to see you, not like you felt like felt that he was very genuine about it, and I always look forward to running into him. So hope he's doing good. Can't wait to see him back on his feet and everything, and back on the sidelines this year. Well, I guess he's not. I don't know if he's helping. I guess he's not. Is he helping more this year in basketball? I guess he is.
I know he did. I think this past year, and I think he might be. I'm assuming he was helping football with Tommy.
Oh, okay. So if he's helping, yeah, he is. I guess because you said best player. So yeah, hope to see him back over there. But yeah, shout out to him.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I just echo everything you said. I mean, that's a perfect description of him. He's one of the good ones, and he's one that I think he'd do anything for you at any time. And just prayers for him. And like you already mentioned, the thing he put feeling good 18 again. So you better so-called baller better hide your girlfriend. So even in the face of adversity and sickness, he's still got that one-of-a-kind humor. So.
Yeah, and the thing about him too, especially now, well, even back in the day, but like especially now at this point in his life, he's just. I mean, he's just doing it. He don't need to do it. Like he's not doing it for money. He's not doing it for any kind of notoriety. He's just doing it because he loves helping out and being around the players. You know what I mean? Like he's like I said, that goes back to him being genuine and genuinely caring. Like that's the only reason he's doing it is because of the love of it. And I know there's a lot of coaches out there that do it because of the love of it, but for sure he's one of them, one of the good ones.
100%. I agree with everything you said. Before we got started, I kind of wanted to highlight this. I didn't know if you knew, but I brought some liquid gold here tonight. Have you seen the craze on these things?
I'm not sure what that is. Never heard of it.
So this is
doesn't make
apparently
any sense to me.
Yeah, it didn't to me either. But apparently, this is one of those Alani. I think I'm saying that right. Energy drinks. From the way I understand it, people will drive hours to your local Walmart, but drive hours to find these just to buy full cases.
Why?
Evidently, it's a seasonal thing. This one's Witch's Brew, so I guess more of a fall season. We still got a little bit till October. But
I mean, is the taste that good? Is that what it is, or?
I don't know.
I mean, does
I
it
guess
taste
it would
good?
be
Does it
good to
taste?
have somebody.
Does it
Yeah,
taste good to
good to
you?
have
Is that?
somebody on. I tried it. Me and Kels tried it just to say that we did, and here, I'm gonna keep that in the camera shot. Might up reviews a little bit.
Well,
But
again, you're not answering. I want to hear
so well,
a review from you right here on a scale of 1 to 10.
yeah,
What is it?
I had a sip, and it's not because I thought it was bad. It was just I think I tried it. It was at nighttime. It was after Bible school we had the other night. So I got home around 10 or 11, and we just cracked it open just to sip one of them. And through the sip I had, it was kind of had a bit of a sour hint. It definitely had like a seasonal, like a fall seasonal. It was kind of like a caramel apple, I guess. Um, it's one of those things it's very fall, very Halloween like candy like. But it's definitely like a sour hint with that caramel apple aftertaste. And this is off of one sip, and I'm no food reviewer, energy drink
Well,
review expert. So,
one sip. Everybody knows the rules.
oh, that's it.
So there you go.
Yep. I would try one live on camera, but since it's about 10:30, and I don't want to waste a whole one or drink the whole thing and be up all night. So I'm going
I
to
mean,
refrain.
then that's not going to keep you up anyway. They're not. Those things are. I
I
don't.
don't know.
I don't.
I'm a little more sensitive to them.
I think it's more of a habit for most people at this point. I know me. Like
Yeah.
I drink a couple in the mornings, like the sugar free ones in the mornings. Uh, and at this
Drink a
point,
couple.
I mean, I spread them out. Like
Yeah.
my morning, like as soon as I get like on the way to work, and then like a few hours later, I'll have another one. Um, but like I said, they're sugar free. I don't know if any of that. I mean, I probably need to just stop in general because honestly, I don't think they do anything for me anymore. I think I don't know if they ever have. I drink for the taste of them at this point. I think like
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't know that it helps that much.
It 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 usually helps me, which I drink the Ghost energy drinks, which, like you said, taste is a big thing for me. Um I could drink more than one in a day, but I think it would just lock me up because one of them does enough.
Yeah,
Um,
I want to
and
try
it kind of wakes me up.
the Black Rifle energy drinks. I want to try those.
Yeah,
They're
is it kind of like a coffee type?
well, no, it's an actual energy drink they make now.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's sugar free. It's I don't know, 200 something milligrams or something. I don't know. I don't know if
Well,
it's just pure caffeine or if it's. I'm not sure what it is, but anything those guys make will probably be good. So I might try to order some of those.
that's what we need to do. Is one day, I mean, it'd be hard to do it at night, but both of us try an energy drink and just uh, talk for 4 or 5 hours on here nonstop.
Yeah, I mean that's
Well,
yeah for sure.
for me,
I'm just
it
gonna
would
stick.
hit me like that. I'd be running my mouth the whole time.
I'll just stick with my Diet Dr Pepper for now.
Yeah, well, I mean that
I
works
mean
too.
it's late at night, like you said. Even if I feel like it doesn't work, I don't want to risk it. So I
Yeah.
don't want to be up for 3 more hours after this. So
Hmm. Yeah, I ran with the Gatorade water combo uh, for tonight. I
wait,
usually run with a bunch of waters, but
Gatorade water combo.
yeah.
Why are you
Well,
mix?
thing is,
What?
well, I usually like to have at least two drinks when we record, and I only have one Gatorade left, so
Well,
I had
see,
to.
maybe I've just not been paying
Mm.
attention, but of all the times that I remember us recording, I don't remember ever seeing you take a drink of anything while we've been recording.
Yeah, I must have been just you're either I guess you're just laser focused because I usually have back then. The normal routine was like two or three water bottles, and I had them behind the scenes.
Hmm.
So maybe I just strategically placed my sips.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well,
that
that's
or
a
like
good.
we were doing interviews, so I mean, it was probably just
Yeah.
laser focused.
Maybe. Maybe when I took my smoke breaks, which again, sorry for anybody actually watching this, which I doubt there's anybody watching. If anything, people might be listening to like on Spotify. But if smoking offends you, I'm sorry. But this is so much easier to just do it out here on the porch, and I like it a lot better. And I'm gonna smoke while I'm out here, so apologize for that. But uh, that was a good segue you said about the normal routine for us to kind of. I guess we need to just let people know that we're probably it's gonna be a little bit different moving forward. Um, as far as what people might have expected of us from the last time we were on. Um, I mean, obviously, we're not going to like completely rule out doing player interviews or coaching interviews or anything like that. But for both of our sanity and our time and our just schedule that we have, we don't just let everybody know we're probably not. We can't schedule something every week and like try to stick with it. Um, and I think you agree with me on this. We talked about it. We kind of feel bad if we don't do it every week if we are doing it like that. So I think it's just easier for us just to not. Maybe people don't expect it from us. I guess is what I'm trying to say. But we're not going to completely stop doing that. I mean, we will do some, I'm sure, at some point. But it ain't going to be like normal before. It ain't going to be every week guaranteed thing, which I hate that because I did like giving those players a platform. But the good news about that is there are a lot of good podcasts around the area that do that now, especially during football season. Basketball season ain't as much. So maybe we'll try to step in a little bit during basketball season and do a little more. But you got, I mean, fresh off the clock, our buddies over Tailgate Talk. You got the new Buchanan County podcast coming out now, which they're going to cover the Buchanan County side, which I'm really happy about. I think that's great for this area. I think that, especially with the schools consolidating, I think that'll be a really good thing for the school. And then especially covering the last year of all the school, I think that's great what they're doing. So if you haven't heard or anybody that doesn't know, there's going to be a podcast just for Buchanan County sports. So go check that out whenever that comes out. But I mean, you can speak on it too. But I just want to let everybody know, I mean, like what we're doing. And I do feel bad about it because I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed those interviews, getting to know those players and those coaches. But it's kind of too much for us to make sure that we're doing it every week, and uh, it's a little much for the way our schedules aren't really, you know, convenient for, and not that we have like overwhelming schedules, but mine and yours lining up, I guess is what I'm saying. Like, I can't, it's hard for me to be up real late. It's hard for you to do certain days on the weekend, certain days through the week that I might be able to. So it's just easier for us just to go on and do it like this, kind of how we started it.
Yeah, I mean, just to touch on what you're talking about, first, talk about the interviews and stuff like that. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, the kids deserve either all in or
Yeah.
no. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
don't want to, because what ends up happening is, we might get an interview in, let's just say like week one. Um, but then, things might end up happening that we don't get an episode out for 2 more weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And it is, I don't want to, I'm not going to call it a burden. It's a weight, just because we want it. We want it to get to everybody, and I think we've done a great job. I'm not trying to like toot our own horn or anything, but at trying to spread out the coverage,
It sounds like
and try
it
to.
sounds like you might have tooted it a little bit right there.
I did a little bit, but it
A
was
little
a
bit,
small
yeah.
little. What's that little horn? Is the Dukes of Hazzard horn? That's kind of like a little high pitch,
That's
or
not.
maybe it's a clown
I
horn,
wouldn't
maybe.
call that a small horn, but it's a horn.
Okay, clown
It's high
horn.
pitch.
You
It's
think?
high pitch. Just a like dan, 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 dan.
Yeah, yeah.
But
We'll go with like
it's real
that
loud.
compared to like a train,
Yeah.
um, or something. So small toot of the horn. I think we
It's
did a great job
it's not the
spreading
horn.
out.
It's not the horn going off at Ryco.
Exactly. Now
That's
that
okay.
is
Okay, that's a
spot
horn.
on, spot
That's a
on.
horn. Okay.
Yes, yes. But I think we did a great job at spreading out the coverage, and we really tried to get schools, over towards Graham, all the way out towards Virginia High, Patrick Henry. I mean, we were really blessed that the players wanted to come on, the coaches allowed them to, and the coaches came on. Um, it was a wonderful ride. Something that, regardless, if we do more at some capacity down the road in some way, or if we don't, um, I'll never forget last season. I mean, it was just, even from the moments going to the games and getting to talk to fans and stuff like that. It was something that, um, it meant a lot. It really did. But with that comes the fact of it, like you said, we do have, a workload of our own, and unfortunately, we never received any big time sponsors or anything like that. which not necessarily that we were going for that, but at the infrastructure, it's not. We don't have like a big team of journalists, and we don't have like high dollar
I mean,
computers running everything, and
I don't
it's
know that everybody has that or not, but like to me,
well,
it's more
yeah.
about the. I mean, let's just say let's say I got to work late one evening. You know what I mean, or something like that. Then we're up, and then we're trying to hurry, and then we keep. I did feel bad about keeping some of these players maybe up a little later than what they needed to be. I don't know. I don't want to ask them. But
Yeah.
more likely you don't want to. I just didn't want to put pressure on I don't know on them to stay and wait on us, and it's just a lot. And like you said, I really enjoyed it, but it just was getting to the point to where it was. I don't want to say too hard because it wasn't hard, but uh, I didn't want to overpromise and underdeliver. I guess is what maybe
Well,
a
no,
good way to put it.
that's a
You know what I mean?
perfect
Like
way to put
yeah.
it
So
because I think it got to the point where, and it was a blessing that it did get this way, but it got big enough to where it demanded a certain level of attention to it, and that I just don't know that we were able to give it what it needed. Now, with that being said, you already shouted out two great. I mean, one that hasn't officially arrived yet, but we got you mentioned fresh off the clock. I had it wrote down or typed in my notes over here that I wanted to shout them out because they've been hard at it. Um, Two things. One, shout out to Fred, former guest on their podcast, and he's the host over there, along with Cody and them. And they posted the video this week where he was on Food Network, or well, not Food Network. It was shoot, what was that? It was that show, the Bourdain guy that does like the food. I think his name's something Bourdain. Maybe I
Anthony
may be saying that
Bourdain,
wrong. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think
And
he,
this was
I think,
when,
I think he died like a long time ago.
well, he was the one done the food show, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, he did some kind of food show, like a
Okay,
traveling food show or something. But
yeah.
that was
So,
a
so
pretty good while back, and he's
well,
dead.
I was gonna say it was a flashback. It was from when Fred was in high school. They posted it. I don't know if you saw it,
Oh
but it's
no, I
on
didn't see it.
Netflix
No,
now.
huh?
Yeah, he's on there.
Well,
So
that's
that was
cool.
pretty cool. I'm gonna give him a shout out for that. But more importantly, I want to give him a shout out for I was watching a little bit of the clips from that softball game they did, the All Star softball game, and they did one for basketball too, which is really cool. But they had the Graham, I think men's basketball coach maybe, but one of the coaches from Graham out there that had just went through some adversity, some health stuff, I believe, and he was out there throwing the first pitch. And I wanted to give them a shout out, and I think that's we spoke about this the last I think two times we were on here, but it does help knowing we hated that we can't get a player on every week, but at the same time they're hitting it hard. I mean, they already had Coach Rhodes on with Keldon and some of them from East Side, and I'll definitely be tuning in, to watch the ones they drop. But it's still, there's not a vacancy, is what I'm trying to say. They're more than well equipped to handle it, and they do a great job over there at covering those guys and doing interviews as well. So yeah, I just want to shout them out. And like you said, Buchanan County is going to get special attention because of the podcast over there that's starting up.
Let
Um,
me interrupt you real quick in case
yeah.
I forget. Speaking of Buchanan County, the new logo. I guess that's the one. I guess that's the one they're
Yeah.
going with. I'm assuming since it's on a helmet, that might have just been a prototype. I don't know. I'm
No,
assuming
I'd
the
say
fact
it's
that
it.
it got posted, that's it. What are your feelings on that?
Yeah.
Not
Well,
not
I mean,
not that it
I mean, this
matters.
is going to get started
Well,
on a
hang
different
on. Well,
conversation.
I just want to throw this out there real quick.
Yeah.
Not that it matters what we care, because you don't live in Buchanan County anymore. Your kids don't go
Mm,
to Buchanan County. I don't. I live in Buchanan County, but I don't have any kids going to these schools. So in the long run, it doesn't matter what we think of it. You know what I mean? Like, who
yeah.
cares? But since we are talking about it, I want to know what you think.
Before I just want to say this because I can close this and we'll go on to this. I just wanted to finish by saying,
Oh, my bad.
like you said, the Buchanan County thing podcast. Just finished. I'm just gonna finish shouting them out. Definitely pay attention, Buchanan County people that are watching, to this podcast when it drops, because the guy that runs the Buchanan County page on Facebook, which is a great resource for history in McKinnon County. And he does such a great job
You
putting out
know,
stats and stuff.
as far as like volume of posts lately, I don't know that I've ever seen any Facebook page put out more pictures and posts of things
Hmm.
that he has in the last like 2 months or 3 months, something like. He is absolutely
Yeah,
getting on it, and like it's every day there's a new
yeah.
out or a new picture for the albums and that.
Yeah, and we've spoke to him a little bit about it, and he definitely has a heart for this, and he has a heart for Buchanan County, and so I know it's going to succeed. I know that I think they announced on there that Chris Pack was doing it, and I can't remember the other one they announced, but Chris is
Uh,
very knowledgeable in local sports and
the other guy
history.
I can see his face. I can't remember his name, so that's on me.
Mm.
But I did notice there's nobody from Twin Valley, Garden Whitewood area that's representing the little pod. But that's a conversation that it is what it
Yeah.
is. I don't care. But I'm
Well, we
just
can't
saying,
say anything because
no.
we had an invitation and we were from we were from there, but you
Well,
know,
you can still. I'm not saying they're not going to. I'm joking to an extent,
yeah,
but
yeah,
this is the problem with the new. This is what's going. This is what people are going to deal with for a while now, whether it be coaching hire or it be playing time. Oh, this one they're not. There's not enough of this or none of this. Like so, cause I'm completely joking, but
yeah.
people out there who would look at that and be like, and really get mad about it. So I feel sorry for whoever has to deal with all these people, uh, in the
Yeah.
first new school. But I mean, it is something funny that to us, but like it's a,
Oh, people do take it serious. Yeah, they're
yeah,
very
it's real
hardcore
funny.
about that. But now, I will say, at least with Michael heading it up, and he has done a great job serving each single school, through the Facebook page, giving each one of them acknowledgement and stuff. I
Oh
think it'll
yeah,
help that he's heading it up.
he's
Everybody,
he's been as fair as you can be. I'm not. That's not a shot
yeah,
at a knock at him.
everybody should
Yeah,
definitely, whatever feelings they have, should put it behind knowing that he's over it. But with that being said, to close that out, um, yeah, because I just make sure to check it out. Give them all the props. If we'll share their stuff, just give them a listen, Buchanan County residents. And then on to your thing about the logo. I told you, I think when you had sent it to me, I think the eagle itself in the logo looks like a cool eagle. I mean, I'm not going to complain about that. But now, is it very generic to a degree? Like if you was to put in Chat GPT, give me a eagle logo for Southern Gap, it would probably give you that, which is
yeah,
kind of basic. And I don't know necessarily that anything. When I say basic, I'm not trying to say what they should have went with is anything flashy or too out of the way. And I think it's easy for me anyway, to kind of go to, well, put the eagle wings on, like, Philadelphia Eagles. But then you got Rye Cove that's got
yeah.
that.
Well, you got them, and you
Um,
got isn't there another? I guess there's not another eagle real close, but I guess Southwest maybe what I think I don't count really as
yeah.
far as that goes.
Well,
But I
I
thought there
mean,
was
I
another
think,
eagles close by high school, but I guess there's not.
yeah. I don't know. To be completely honest with you, what I would have liked for them to do is um is maybe go with just the SG um on the side and
Yeah.
do helmet stickers of some sort of eagle thing. I don't know if you
Well,
would put like a just an eagle face or maybe like a
I tell
I
you
don't know.
I tell you what I wanted. I think Carolina has the state outline on their court.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I think Tennessee
Yeah.
might have it. I'm sure other places have it. The
Mm.
outline of Buchanan County. I thought that would be really cool.
That would be cool.
I hope they do that on the basketball court. That they won't probably, but I hope
No.
that's something that they take in. I would
Yeah.
like to see something like that because I know it's Southern Gap High School, but everybody knows it's Buchanan. It's like you got to do something with Buchanan County because
Hmm.
that's what it is. And I feel like if you just do Southern Gap and Eagles, which is obviously what you need to do because that's what the name of the high school is and the mascot, but you got to do something to kind of throw like a thing in there for it being Buchanan County. Like I would love to see something like that happen, but you never know.
I mean, I think that'd be a great idea. I think that's something that when you think of like colleges and stuff, sometimes they have like alternate uniforms that
Mm-hmm.
kind of pay homage to like the area or
Yeah.
whatever. And I think West Virginia
West
they have
Virginia's
one like that.
those jerseys they wore for the black like the coal jerseys were some of
Oh yeah,
the coolest ones I've seen.
You know what's really crazy about that is they could probably go with a Cole look, even though they're not a mascot associated with Cole or anything. But you could have gave a nod to the area by still doing a cloudy black, like for the helmet to kind of symbolize the Cole, and that black would be fine, I'm sure, to go with
Yeah.
the eagle
And,
logo. But I mean, I think that I for me, I would probably just went with the letters and then have it be kind of traditional or throwbacky with helmet stickers. I
yeah.
would even almost go as far as just to incorporate your idea and another one. I would almost go white and have the Buchanan County area on the side with um, helmet stickers.
Yeah,
I think that would be
I'm
pretty
fine
cool.
with the Buchanan County thing not being on like the helmets and the uniforms, but like on the court or
The
something.
court would be a
So
lot,
I think
yeah,
the court
be
would be
cool.
cool. As far as the football
Yeah.
thing goes, I just had this thought. And it has nothing. I'm not saying Southern Gap should do this, but how awesome it would be. You're talking about the black cloudy kind of thing. How awesome would it be if on a helmet to have like a light like I don't know how you'd even do it. It might not even be possible, but like a coal miner's light, that goes on their hat, but just have
Oh
like a
yeah,
light
that'd be cool.
and make it look like it's in the background and shining the rays
Yeah.
out coming out. Like how awesome would that be? Like I'd like that a lot.
That'd be neat.
Yeah, it never happened, but it's all right. But
Yeah.
anyway, we can get off the Buchanan County stuff.
I wanted to ask you about this,
Uh,
and this is kind of an off base as far as sports and stuff go. But I know that we both been to the beach this summer, and I know this is pretty kind of like a generic question, but I was blessed enough on our beach trip. We got to try out a lot of different places to eat and stuff. So I was kind of curious. I know you went down to the beach as well, not the exact same spot, but uh, did you hit up anywhere good as far as food places? Like anything that stuck out to
I
you,
mean, we
or an
always
old
eat.
favorite?
Yeah, we always eat at great places. I mean, the go to is the Japanese steakhouse. It never fails that it's always good.
Oh, okay. Is that the
Yeah,
one where you pay so much and you get different? Like
no,
they bring the meats and stuff to you. A week?
no. This
Okay,
is just the one where they cook in front of you.
like a
Yeah,
hibachi.
yeah. I guess is what you
Uh,
call it. I don't know, but it's. I mean, everybody that's ever been to Myrtle Beach knows these places. So, and it's nothing fancy, nothing. It's just nothing. It literally hasn't changed a bit since the last time since the first time I went there. But it's delicious every time. So that's like your regular going to do that no matter what thing. We
Yeah.
did go to a new place we'd never been before. We drove down to Merle's Inlet and ate at Dead Dog Saloon. It was
Hmm.
very, very, very good.
Yeah.
But you talking about
Yeah.
an emotional time because literally, I don't know how long before we went to the beach, a few weeks, a month or more, our dog died. And
I know.
at Dead Dog Saloon, they have pictures covering almost every inch of the walls of people's dogs that have passed away, and they bring his pictures. So it was kind of
Yeah.
rough from that to that point, but the food though, absolutely delicious. I highly recommend
Yeah.
it. Great atmosphere, great place, great little place down there, right on the water. Let's see, where else do we go? Nothing new other than that. There's a few places that I love down there, like specifically. Um, that we go to and eat, but I mean, I don't know if they're better than anywhere else. No, I think they're delicious. But
Yeah. I
what
mean,
about?
well, I mean, it's something to make. I mean, it kind of fits the experience, right? Or I mean, any year that you go, you're like, oh, I can look forward to that. And finding something that you've been to, maybe it's not necessarily new, is it's not safe. It's like it's a good thing because then you don't, every summer you're like, oh, I can look forward to that.
Yeah,
Um, and
no, you said it. Part of knowing we're going on our regular beach trip, and for people who don't know this, which is probably 95% of people listening to this, or maybe even more than that, me and Melissa go to the same vacation every year. We go to the Carolina Country Music Festival in Myrtle Beach. So we don't change it up. That's what we do. We go there every year. So we have these places we go to every year. like to eat, like you're talking about. We have the same places we hit up. We make sure we hit up several same places. But the Dead Dog Saloon is going to be a new
New
every trip
staple.
for us. Yeah,
Yeah.
if it's up to me, which
Yeah.
I think she would agree. So that'll be a new one that we'll throw in the mix. That I want to do that every year I go back because that was that good. I had the ribs and they were absolutely delicious.
It's hard to. I mean, I think ribs are tricky. I've tried a few different places. Like when I went to the beach, I didn't try any ribs this time, but over the past few years, we go to Oak Island every year. For those that maybe missed like the first year of our episode talking about some of this, but there, I don't know. I just haven't found a good rib place out there, I guess. But I did hit up two different barbecue places. We always eat at the barbecue house every year. And we tried a Southport Smokehouse, which Southport is like right there where Oak Island is. I mean, it's like a 5-10 minute difference. And the barbecue at this Southport Smokehouse was great. The only thing I knock it for is the sauce. I mean, and I like a little like vinegar based sauce, but it was straight vinegar. Every sauce they had was straight vinegar, and
Like
it was too much.
you could put it on a sprained ankle straight.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's. I'm
I
telling
have
you,
a
like it was so bad that I couldn't try any of it.
I have a
It was
question.
awful.
You went to a barbecue place, and maybe this is just like a misconception that I have.
Hmm.
You went, wouldn't that be a good place to try ribs?
Well, see now, okay, barbecue house, which is one of the places we eat at every single year. I love barbecue house. It's kind of like our go to. We go to it first every time we go, and I've had the ribs before, but they're so so.
So you have
So I
had the
didn't get
ribs.
those.
Okay,
Yes, I've
okay,
had theirs. Now
gotcha.
the Southport Smokehouse, I've not had their
Uh,
ribs. But when I try something, I usually get like a two meat platter. It's kind of what my go to is for
yeah,
affordability and to try different ones. Brisket is my top option. I try it all the time. Um, and then I went with pulled pork over the ribs only because pulled pork is something that I've made like a lot, and it's kind of like I guess I've ate it so much that I feel like I can try. I'm interested in trying different people's pulled pork because
yeah.
I want to taste something different. More of like um, a seeker of craft. Like I'm just trying to seek, kind of what they put into it. So that I kind of hold back on my judgment as far as their ribs because I've not tried it yet. But now, like I said, the brisket and the pulled pork was good. It had a good smoke flavor. It's just not good on sauces. If you go,
Yeah.
anybody listening, uh, maybe pack your sauce or something before you go.
Now there's a place at the beach we went to. I can't remember what it's called now. Carolina something. It's at the boardwalk. One of the anybody been to Myrtle Beach been to the boardwalk, so they can tell me what it's called. But I had really good ribs there also. Now I will say I'm not like a connoisseur by no means. I'm not very picky, so like I probably like most people's food. But that place there was a platter I got. You talk about the two meats. I go with the largest plate that most time that they have. So I get to experience several different things. But as far as taste goes, like I honestly probably not a good person to ask because again, I literally like most everything I eat. At this, you know what I mean? Like I'm not one that like I don't cook, so I'm not like sitting there like you know. So I'm probably a bad person to like say, hey, where's the best place for ribs? Or where's the best place for this? Because I mean, I can tell you my favorite, but I like everywhere. You know what I mean? So, but I was going to say, there is a place that I don't know if you ever been. Logan wants me to go to Pigeon Forge with him. It's a Brazilian steakhouse apparently, and it's all you
That's
can
what I
eat.
was thinking of. Yeah.
Have you ever been to an all you can eat steakhouse?
So we have we went to Johnson City. I think they have one out there, and I'll be completely honest with you. We didn't care much for it.
Yeah,
We ate it, and I was trying to think what we ended. Okay, I'll tell you this. This is what's crazy. That my favorite thing, and I think Chelsea's favorite thing when we went was the pineapple.
yeah. That's
It It
They're
was
not.
like
They can't be friends anymore because that's
grilled pineapple. I'm telling you, it was
smoking.
something else about it. But no, I didn't think it wasn't that the cooking process of the meat wasn't bad. Now, Chelsea, of course, doesn't like the medium rare like I like. But the way they do it is they'll bring it out and like one side of it will be cooked to medium rare and the other side will be like well done or something.
Yeah.
Um, but just the seasoning on it, I didn't really care much for the seasoning,
Yeah.
the taste, um, and for like $100 and some or whatever it, I'll tell you this, and I'm this is not um, a judgment on all Brazilian steakhouses because I've heard that one in particular is not that great, but other ones are. So I'm not going to judge all of them. I'd probably still go again in the right situation to a different one. Um, but we left there and got Pizza Plus, if that tells you anything.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh,
Well, first of all,
yeah.
it's probably a good thing you eating pineapple. I hear that's a good thing to do for different reasons. Secondly, um, I'm not a good one. Well, I'm gonna ask you a question, but before I ask you, I'm gonna explain this so people aren't like being like, "What are you talking about?" I'm not really like cultured or experienced, I guess, in like a lot of fine dining places or nothing like that. So maybe this is a common occurrence at a lot of places that are a little more. I hate to use the word fancy, but like maybe this is a more common occurrence. Maybe I go to the same places too much. Have you ever went to a restaurant where they on the menu they had the steak, but they didn't have the size of the steak? Like they didn't have 12 ounce, they didn't have 16 ounce, they didn't have. I had no idea. They didn't tell you what size. They just had the price. I'm like,
Well,
I'm not gonna order a
yeah.
pricey steak and it come out
Um,
an 8 ounce steak.
I've not had that happen that I can think of, but I've had it to where there's things that say market price, and so you don't know the price until it comes out
Yeah,
there.
this wasn't marked. It
Uh,
didn't say that. I know what you're talking about because
yeah.
I know lobster is like or crab and lobster are some sometimes conveniently,
Yeah.
but this no, this
Yeah.
wasn't like that.
Yeah.
It just told you what kind of steak it was and
Hmm.
what was served and the price of it, but it never said a size. So I just thought that was weird to me. I don't
That is weird. Yeah.
because a lot of times the steak I get isn't based on a cut or what I think of. It's based a lot of times it's based on the size of it because I want more food.
Yeah. It's based on you feeling a need, like you're hungry.
Yeah, like
You want to
I'm
leave
gonna get
not
the
hungry.
right. I'm gonna get the biggest steak. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna get the. I'm not probably won't. I might not get
Yeah.
the best tasting cut. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Or like something like that. I may just go for the highest, the biggest size steak they give me because I want to leave full. So
Yeah.
I feel like you should know. But that happened to me last week. The past weekend. Like
Yeah.
uh, the Cheesecake Factory. Which if you ever been to Cheesecake Factory, I'm sure a bunch of people have. By the way, the menu is one of the most diverse and like it's the amount of different things you can get there is absolutely crazy. It's like 4 or 5 pages. You can get anything you want. Like it's, I will give them that. Like they go, I mean
Cheesecake.
it. Well, you go. It ranges from obviously appetizers, but like you can get like little sandwiches, subs. You can get like a pizza, flatbread pizza. And then it goes to all kinds of different. Really, they sounded delicious, by the way. The pastas. You can get burgers. You can get steak. You can get seafood. I mean, it's like it's everything.
Hmm.
It's crazy. It was crazy. Like
I've never been.
there was a lot. I was very surprised of and Melissa told me that it was like this. She's like, when you get there and you look at the menu, she said, I think you'll be surprised at the amount of options you have. And I was like, okay, well, maybe, but I didn't, but when I got there, I was like, you can literally get, it's not a specialty plate. Like, you can get anything you want.
Hmm.
I feel like if you can't go there and find something like in a
Yeah.
particular thing, then you probably just need to go somewhere else anyway.
I don't know if more options stresses me out. Like I feel like I get upset because then I might go there once a year. Then it's like there's so much weight on that decision.
Oh,
Like
it
I
did
need
me.
to,
I didn't like it.
yeah,
I was afraid
yeah.
I
I
would
would
choose.
want to get
Yeah,
multiple
I was
things.
afraid I would choose the wrong thing because I finally
Yeah,
narrowed down to two things, and I actually ended up going with a burger of all things.
really.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Safe bet though.
Well,
Safe bet.
I wanted a steak because that's
Yeah.
generally what I get when I go out. I'll get
Mhm.
steak. But I wasn't ordering and paying that much for a steak that they might bring out, and it might be an 8-ounce steak. I was not doing it, so I went with a burger. That if the burger is any indication of what size the steaks are, I should have got a steak because it would have been a big one. Because this burger came out, and I'm talking like, oh, they did not they weren't stingy with their serving size on the burger and the
Mhm.
onion rings and the fries and all that. It was very good.
Awesome, awesome. What did you get? A cheesecake?
I don't get cheesecake. Melissa gets cheesecake. I mean, she got it to take home with her. She ordered
Yeah.
a flatbread pizza. I think that was. I ended up eating most of it but it was delicious. I got
What was the? Was the pizza like a different? Or was it just like a normal pizza, or did it
no,
have
it was
like some
different.
unique
Like I
taste?
said, it was like I said, it was like a flatbread. Like you get so the bread was different than normal. And then, but the rest of it was just a one topping cheese sauce pizza. It could have had a little more sauce on it. It was
Yeah.
very cheesy.
Yeah.
It's almost like too cheesy compared to the sauce that was on it. But it was it was very good. My burger was absolutely delicious. Oh, it was a
Makes me hungry thinking.
smokehouse
Yeah.
bacon burger, I think. And I mean,
Hmm.
they did not feel bad about putting enough bacon on it. I did like that. They give you enough bacon and onion rings on it. They give me more onion rings, and I had to take the onion rings off the burger to eat it because it was like
Too big.
it was 3 or 4 inches of onion rings stacked up. So
Oh
I had to take them off, take a bite of
yeah.
burger, and then eat the onions with it, to make it. And it was just so good. But anyway, I just
What
thought
does
that
I mean?
it was weird that they
Was a
didn't have it.
cheesesteak or a cheesesteak? Was the cheesecake per Melissa? Was it like uniquely good considering it's a cheesecake factory, or
Oh,
is it just
it's her. Like she's been there several times. She's
yeah?
like anytime she goes to Knoxville to watch the women's game, um, it's like if she can at all, she goes there and just if she doesn't have time to eat like an actual meal, she'll go there just to get a few pieces of cheesecake. And she
Yeah.
actually takes the cooler with her to put the cheesecake in so she can bring it home. She loves her cheesecake.
What? So it's in Knoxville.
Yeah,
Yeah. Hmm.
that
I
one
need to
is.
try it out.
There's a bunch. I think there's other places. I'm assuming.
Well, one thing before we get off of summer shenanigans and stuff like that. So you mentioned your concert. So you said Beach Boys was better than Kid Rock, right?
Yes, absolutely,
Yeah, I
hundred
thought
percent.
so.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I'm also skinny and
You got
really
some oceanfront property.
and really pretty and good looking. And I also used to be able to dunk in high school, and I was really athletic. And I also could run under a 4 minute mile, if you believe that. All these things are
I
true.
mean,
If the first thing you said is true, all these other things are true. So
but in all honesty, Kid Rock, one of a kind, core memory.
absolutely,
Yeah,
it was been a bucket list thing for a long time, and so I was glad I got to do it. But yeah, it was as good as you. A lot of people don't like Kid Rock. A lot of people, whatever. But if you are a Kid Rock fan and you liked him, it's everything you would expect it to be, and it's better probably. It's great. I mean, it is what it is. You can't. No matter your feelings on that dude, like he puts on a heck of a show.
oh, I'm sure. I mean, he always like. I mean, even when he's just talking, he goes all out all the time.
Oh
That's
yeah, I
just
don't.
Kid Rock,
And
you know.
he's kind of getting old, I think. So the fact that he can still do all that, like, is I know there's older people touring that's older than him, but like for the energy he brings to it, like to be able to still,
Yeah.
that itself is impressive, I think. But
Was he the
yeah,
best one that you saw this year?
uh, yeah, I guess. I mean,
Yeah, Jelly Roll.
yeah, I'd seen Jelly Roll before, but that, I mean, that was probably the best time I'd seen him. He was just because it was more stuff. But I love Jelly Roll too. I love Lainey Wilson.
Mhm.
She was there, another headliner. It's just something about it being. I'm not saying he wouldn't have been the best anyway, but because of my bucket list thing, and like didn't think I'd ever really get to see him, and then I
Yeah.
got to, and just to build up for it, like that was the best part for me. Yeah.
Now, any that you would say was the worst and you don't want to see again?
I do want to say this for the Beach Boys to be as old as they are, it was fairly impressive that they, you know what I mean, like they sound good. I don't like their music necessarily, but like I don't hate it. You know what I mean? Like it's just not my thing. I can sit there and sing along to so many songs because I've heard, you know, a couple of them that have been on like, you know, movies or whatever and soundtracks growing up. And, that was kind of cool to say you've seen them, I guess. I mean, and then John Stamos come out and played with them. He played like several different instruments and sang with them, which is kind of cool, you know, to say, hey, you seen Uncle Jesse in concert. Like that's, who would have ever thought you'd say that? You know what I mean? Like growing up, but they were actually pretty good. I mean, you can tell they were getting old, but as far as like efficient, and you know how a lot of people come on stage and they'll sing a song, and they'll talk a little bit, and they'll, you know, they come on stage, and from the time they got on stage, time they left, they were singing. They didn't say a word to nobody. Like it just no talk. It was just straight songs. Now,
I mean,
granted,
that's good in some ways, but I mean,
I didn't know 70% of the song, or maybe 80%
yeah.
of the song, but they did it. They did that, so that was cool, I guess. And uh, you know, especially for Melissa because she's about the same age they are, maybe a little bit younger, but she liked it all. That was obviously a joke. Matt don't know, but
Well, I was sitting there thinking, I was like,
no,
wait
that
a
you
minute, I
know,
don't know about that.
but yeah, I mean that was cool. Let's see, what was your question? Anybody else that stuck out?
Well, I just said the worst.
Oh, the worst.
Yeah.
Uh,
And shout out to Melissa, by the way. Happy birthday. It's been a few days, but since this is the first time being on the
yeah, happy
podcast,
birthday.
I
The
sent her
worst.
a message since I
Oh,
forgot about her
well,
that
you
one
don't,
year.
you
You
don't
know,
post, you don't ever, that's
I know. I
you
don't
know,
post for anybody now except
you
for
don't, you don't,
except for like
you
my
don't,
kids and
you don't care
sales.
about it.
But
Well, yeah, but let's be honest, there's some years there where everybody got one by her,
oh,
but
it was.
that's fine. It's,
That's why I made
it's,
the
no,
comment on air here.
no,
Uh,
she won't listen to it, so it don't matter, but, the worst, I can't remember who the worst would have been, to be honest. I really can't remember a specific one that I thought was like,
well, that's a good thing. I
this is
mean,
terrible. I mean, you know,
yeah,
live music is different. You don't
yeah,
you know you don't have to be a big fan of somebody to enjoy a live music performance. You know what I mean? I like if somebody said, "Hey, there's gonna be some live music down here down the road," I could have never heard of them, don't know what genre they are or nothing, and I would enjoy watching them just because it's something I like. Um,
yeah.
I'm sure there was somebody at one point where I was like, "This is just this is not me." But honestly, it's probably the Beach Boys just because of the style of music. And I'm just not, a fan
Yeah,
of
it's
that.
more of a preference thing
Yeah, it's
versus
probably. But as
it
far as
wasn't like they
like,
were bad or
yeah, as far as
anything.
like who sounded the worst or whatever, I don't know. I can't remember. I don't think
Yeah.
anybody's terrible. Like you're probably not on the stage if you're terrible. I'll say Chris Young just to make her mad, see if she does watch it.
Yeah,
But
you'll know.
I don't
We'll both
really,
get
yeah, I don't really think he's bad. I actually really enjoy him, but I'll find out if she watches this or not because I'll say he was the worst one down there, and we'll find out.
yeah, I don't know if that'll get her if the Beach Boys age comment will get her. So
Yeah, the Beach Boys Asian will be the one that does
yeah,
it. So I'll go ahead and take that back about Chris Young. I tell you
yeah.
what does suck about what did suck about it is um, the Thursday night when got kind of rain. There was some storms and some rain that we just kind of we weren't going to sit around and wait on because it was lightning and everywhere. We just didn't figure they'd get it in, but they did end up doing limited sets. So I didn't get to see Larry Colt Ford, which I was very upset about. I did want to see Colt Ford, but
Yeah, that one would have been hard. They should have just saved him and like let him come out with Kid Rock or the same night. I mean,
well, I was hoping maybe he'd come out with like Brantley because I think they were in a
yeah,
bit
or Brantley.
touring together, and they got the back road song or whatever it's called that they could do together. That was like
Mhm.
a staple of my not childhood, but like high school at some point, I guess, or something. Some
Yeah,
year that was like I loved when it came out. I was really hoping that he would stick around and do it, but especially since it rained, but he didn't. I'm sure they got schedules, that they gotta go take care of or days off if they want to go back home. So I get it, but I was hoping that would happen at at some point. But yeah, it was great. How what about you all? Did you all have a great trip? I know Oak Isle there's not as kind of more laid back But did you see anything interesting? See any sharks or anything, or is it just kind of
Yeah, I mean,
a very relaxing trip for you?
yeah,
Well,
Oak
first of
Island
all,
is.
I don't know how relaxing a beach trip can be with a kid that's under the age of, I don't
Yeah,
know what you would say, 10.
yeah,
I guess under 10, up until 10, I feel like it'd be really, really stressful. But yours is like what, three, four,
4 and 10.
4 and 10.
Yeah,
So they have
yeah,
two of them under 10. I wasn't sure if
yeah.
Braxton was older than 10 or not, but even that 11,
Hmm.
12 year olds are still going to be really stressful. So I don't know how relaxed your trip was, but I'll let you go ahead and tell us about it.
Yeah, like I mean, most fathers would probably speak to the truth of the matter. Sometimes you need a vacation from a vacation,
Oh yeah,
and in that particular case. But no, in all honesty, it was a great trip. Oak Island is such a nice place. It's gotten a little more crowded over the years, but it's still a laid back place. I mean, everything on the island is just 5-10 minute drive, and like I said, we go to Southport for a lot, and even it's very laid back, beautiful place. They actually filmed, um, what was it, Safe Haven, I think, in one of the restaurants we ate at, Fishy Fishy. And there's like several shows.
fishy,
Something,
fishy.
yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah, Fishy Fishy. Yeah. It,
What do they serve there?
well, believe it or not, they do serve fish, but
Yeah.
I got I think it's like a Philly cheesesteak thing. I
So you
believe they
went
have
to
other things.
a place called Fishy Fishy and got a Philly cheesesteak.
Yeah, but safe bet, man. Sometimes you go with the
That might be
safe thing.
one of the
Yeah.
most Cameron things I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah. Well, the place beside it's called Provisions, and it is strictly like seafood. And I think it was also filmed. There's like several different movies that's filmed down there and shows. There's a show on Netflix right now. I don't remember what it's called. I'll have to get with Chelsea if I can get back with you. But it's currently on Netflix as an ongoing season, and it's all filmed in Oak Island. So there's several different things. It's just a really beautiful. Southport's really beautiful, and it's
Yeah.
very aesthetically good. I guess for movies and stuff. I
Mm-hmm.
know that one of the churches down there, Mel Gibson used for a movie or something. Mel Gibson apparently like vacations there. I didn't see him this
Well, I
time
mean,
or anything,
maybe,
uh,
maybe next
but I
time.
do know. Yeah, one thing that's crazy is like the day after we left, um, ABC News posted a video of a pilot in a plane was flying over the waters of Oak Island right outside where the beach was, and he ran out of fuel and had to like crash it into the water.
Well, that's
Uh,
not good.
no, I guess he was all right. I think from what I remember, but like it was like the day we left, or maybe the day after.
Yeah.
So chances are we probably could have saw that. I'll tell you something else I saw too. That's kind of crazy, and I don't know for anybody that watches this if you have a drone or whatever. Maybe this is a common thing for when you go to the beach. I don't know, but we were watching this drone one evening, and it was like flying out, and evening time we're already done with the beach for the day. We got done eating. We're just kind of sitting on the porch, and we saw this drone fly out over the water. And at first I was like, "Oh, that's kind of cool. I'm sure he's just going to look for fish or scenery, whatever." Uh, but it had a big string attached to it, and from what we can figure, big thing of food on the bottom. And this drone flew out, and you could see it from the beach house, and it dropped it somehow, released it down in the water, and kind of hovered there and then left. So I don't know. I don't know kind of what the purpose. Maybe it was like to drop some food to kind of lure like some sharks or something, some kind of wildlife over, so
Yeah.
then they could watch it. But I just thought that was interesting. I
Yeah.
was like, which in some ways, I mean, it could be cool, but if you're bringing like sharks over beachside,
I mean,
that wouldn't be that great.
they're there anyway, but yeah.
They are, but I mean, you can
Uh,
bring them close or kind of
speaking
leave
of
them out.
speaking of celebrities on beaches, um, have you ever seen a celebrity on a beach before?
Mm-mm. Can't
I
say I
haven't.
have.
I haven't either. But Melissa, when she was, I guess, I don't know how old. I think she was a kind of like pretty young. But her and Lindsay, she went to the beach with Lindsay one year, and it was early in the morning, I guess, or something. I don't know. I'll have to ask her. Maybe if I can get on her and talk about it. But Reggie White was doing a workout apparently down there where they went, and they seen him, which was like apparently just out there doing it.
That's
And
awesome.
I guess
That's
I feel like in
yeah.
today's age with social media and iPhones, that probably wouldn't
Mhm.
happen. But I mean, I'll have to
Now,
double
especially
check
for
it.
Reggie White too, because
Yeah,
he didn't like towards his later years didn't care much for
yeah.
the
I'll double check this
publicity and
story
stuff.
and let people know next time if
Yeah,
I'm completely full of it. But I'm pretty sure it's just true. So that's cool. I mean,
he
especially
probably
Hall of Famer, all time great, and you get
mhm.
to you're on the beach and he's just out there doing workouts. Like that's
That's
kind of
probably some of the
crazy.
last years of his life because he passed away. Um, not long ago. I mean, it was. I mean,
Well,
relatively not long ago. I mean, it was like,
he was playing at the time.
oh, was he?
Yeah,
Okay.
he was still playing
Wow.
when this happened. Yeah, they were like I said, she was younger, so it was
Oh,
back when
okay. Yeah.
he was still playing. Yeah, so and it was off season obviously, and he was I guess I don't know. I'll double check this, fact check it, make sure I'm not completely full of it. But
Well,
yeah,
have you watched the 30 for 30 of him? I watched it here a few months
I
ago.
probably did. I can't remember, but probably.
It's fantastic, fantastic. It's crazy because he was I can't remember his nickname, but he became a preacher. Long story short, he received a lot of backlash for his stance on certain issues, and then later on, not that he necessarily redacted them or anything, but he got to where he was not to go on a big talk of this, but he got to where he was so serious about it, he learned Hebrew and he learned to speak it, and so he like this football player who's known as being one of the greatest ever. Um, you know, how do I put this? Like he was known for football, but he became someone that could read in the language of which, like a lot of that stuff was originally wrote, which is just wild. In the video, it shows him talking in it in that language and stuff. So I mean, the story of him is pretty wild, just outside of football and stuff as well, um, and also it highlights in there that he was a teammate with some guy at the Eagles who tragically passed away during a car accident, and it was like one of his good friends, the guy that he took under his wing. Well, fast forward when he went to Green Bay, the exact same situation happened with Brett Favre. Brett Favre was going through um, just struggles in his life, which in his case was like painkillers and stuff like that. And because of which he may would have done it anyway, but because of what he felt like was a lack of attention to his buddy at Philadelphia, he like hyper focused in on helping Brett Favre, and Brett Favre talked about how like that is the probably the reason why he was able to get out of that was because of Reggie White, which is ironic because the injury that got him on the painkillers was a hit from Reggie White.
Yeah, that's kind of
Yeah,
weird.
it's like full circle
Yeah.
moment, but I mean it
Uh,
really is. It's a great documentary.
well, speaking Hebrew, that's a good segue to our next topic. You want to talk about Israel and Gaza and Palestine and all that stuff, or you want
I mean, that's a big, long, expansive.
to?
We'll be here. What we checking? We thought we were going to do an hour 30. We might be
Um,
here for 3:30.
yeah, I'm obviously just
So
joking, but I mean, we could if you want to, but I don't feel like that's what people want to hear.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
but yeah,
we can make that
anyway,
into our own
we can.
episode. Yeah.
Um, it just so happens that this year it makes 20 years since well, I guess technically next year 2026 will be when I graduated, but 20 years ago around this time I was practicing football for my senior year, which didn't go anything like I wanted to. But it made me want to ask you: do you have any good, funny, bad, whatever, any two-a-day stories or anything from back in the day comes to mind that you want to share in honor of the all the kids starting practice here this last week or two or whatever? How long have they been practicing? A week now, or has it been?
Yeah, I mean, well, I guess it depends. I mean, Richland's probably started a week early because they got a game before the official season
Yeah, that's
starts
true.
here
Yeah,
soon. But man, um, trying to think of. I do know one. Shout out to J.R. Justice, aka Bull. um, hard nosed player. You know, he hit it up a lot on the kickoff team, and he was always like just 110% effort every time that he was out there. So shout out to him. Uh, I'll soften him up as far as like telling him something nice before I tell this story. But I remember one time, and this is
That's
not anything that's great, but
that's like
it's
one of those. That's like one of those when you say something and you're like, at the end of it, you're like, respectfully, of course.
yeah.
That's what
I
kind of what the
remember,
kind of.
yeah, I
What,
remember one time they were like giving him a hard time, and I can't remember who. I think I want to say this was Carlos because Carlos had a unique sense of humor. Um, I think if I'm not mistaken, he caught a mouse out in the parking lot, and he caught it and stuck it in Bull's locker in a I think it was like a chin strap box, so it was like this big for him to see the next time he opened it up, and it was going to be in there. What I think ended up the result was that he ended up dying and just stinking up the locker
mm,
pretty much. And that's not anything that's that funny, but I don't know. When you said that, I thought of like, remember that time that he caught that rat and put it in there.
uh,
Um, I want to say that one time, I might be wrong on this, but they were playing with icy hot or something, and was like kind of putting it on each other's stuff, and that got to, or maybe it wasn't icy, maybe it was something else that was a little bit worse, but uh,
biofreeze.
might have been biofreeze. It might have been
Biofreeze was
it.
big back in the day. I remember it.
Yeah, I think that might have been what it was.
Yeah.
Um, but no, I mean, to be honest with you, I don't remember anything. I don't remember anything funny. Um, I guess I remember a lot of the good like memories. One of the things that stick out to me when I think of 2 days, I remember before I had my license, Adam Quinley, shout out Quinley, came up there and picked me up. We would get in his truck, roll out, and we would always get. I don't know if it was. I guess it's probably after practice, in the middle between the 2 days, because the 2 days when we did it was you practice for so long, you took a break and practice again, and that was 2 days. Um, I remember I was going over to what was that gas station near Buddy's?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Buddy's, getting some pizza and stuff with him. But I remember every morning we'd get in the vehicle and he'd play Bad Company by Five Finger Death Punch every morning. And I don't know, that kind of just stuck with me. I kind of like a fond memory. I remember I'd get up and while I was waiting on him, I'd turn on Friday Night Lights, the TV show, and just watch it, just bask in a little bit of like high school football aroma and, take off. And I don't know, man. It was just good memories. I think of like some good things that pop up in
Yeah.
my head more than anything, and then some things I'm sure that I probably couldn't say on here that probably stick out to me. But
Yeah.
um, do you have? I mean, I know that I wish I had it saved on my computer. I'd pop it up. I'll screen share it right here of the newspaper that had you on it. That Michael sent us from Buchanan County
Oh yeah.
sports page. You have any good football memories? I know you have plenty of basketball memories I've heard you talk about, but football wise, I mean,
Not from 2 days, not
mm,
starting practice. I'm sure there was some funny stuff that happened that was said, and I remember laughing a lot, like locker room. But I can't remember anything like specifically or nothing that would be like anything. I
yeah,
mean, most of the stuff that was most of the stuff I remember was like during seasons and stuff. I can't remember anything specifically from 2 days that would be worth talking about, really. Um, yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I thought. I mean, it's weird now that it's been a lot longer for me, but uh, I can't remember really anything that pops in my mind. Um,
yeah. I remember county fairs. Like I remember like certain things like that. Like I remember like the practice part of it. I do remember the grass. Like I remember the smell of the grass in the mornings.
yeah,
It's kind of like a unique thing. Uh, but it is kind of crazy, ain't to think of. Like mine's not been as long, but which I guess has been 10 years now, which is crazy. But um, I don't. I remember good things. I remember some good memories.
I don't. I didn't really have a lot of good memories of football. Except for with the guys. Like that was really the
Yeah.
only good
Well, it's
memories I have
same.
is with
Same
the
here.
players. I loved it, but when you're playing, well, I shouldn't say this, I guess. So we'll just move on. But
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, on the field anyway. Um, we didn't win a whole lot, but we had fun. It was a good time. I always kind of look back and wish. I mean, I'm sure everybody does this, but wish would have did things a little differently. Uh, Prep and all that good jazz. In hindsight, but you know,
I
for
do
what it
remember.
was,
I do remember it sucked starting early in the morning, and we went with shorts. Like what was it for? Like the first.
that 2 days, I think.
Didn't you have to
No,
go
well,
like?
shorts is
Didn't you just have to go short for like the first 2 days, and finally you got pads
yeah.
on, or
Then you got pads on, like you still
maybe
had shorts and
or
shoulder pads. We did.
something weird like that? I can't remember the grass. Grass being wet, so like you just
Oh
basically
yeah,
your butt and everything else down in that region is wet for like
yeah,
the first little bit, and it was actually a blessing to start actually running and sweating because that was during stretching. You get wet and then you'd be cold.
yeah, yeah.
It was not cold, I guess, but it's just I just didn't like it. But then you were like almost looking forward.
Uncomfortable.
You're looking forward to the hard part because then you can start sweating and you'd be wet all over, but at least it was warm. You feel like you're doing something. I just didn't
Yeah,
like that. Would be always been a thing that everybody hated. Uh, it's just there's little things. I guess I don't know. There's little things here and there that you kind of think about, but a lot of them you can't we can't really talk about on here, I guess, because. But
yeah.
let's see.
Well, I tell you
I will
this,
tell.
I always hated.
Go
I
ahead.
was I always hated the jamboree. I can tell you that. I just couldn't because it was always you know scorching heat and then playing 2 games, and we were always because we hosted it. We were always like the first and last game. I
Yeah,
hated
we
that.
never hosted one. We always had to go somewhere. But
Yeah.
um, the the funniest, one of the hardest I've ever laughed in my life. It wasn't during 2 days. It was during the season. Uh, I mean,
Hmm.
I don't think that anybody would care me telling it, but it was my sophomore year. I feel bad even telling it just because it's a. I don't care. I don't care what they think. I don't. I just Okay. Well, I'll say it. So. Brandon Brandon Horn was the one that was doing it, and I don't mean I don't think he would care me telling this, but he those masks that you like the little glasses that had the little mustache on them that you put on like the
Yeah.
I don't know if they were Three Stooges things or what they were, but he tucked his shirt in his shorts and pulled his shorts up to look like our coach, and was had it rolled up in the paper, which our coach always had his little play sheet rolled up, and so he would in the locker room was doing a kind of an impersonation, of our coach, and it started out really funny, obviously, because it was just he had that. I think he had that thing on. Maybe he didn't even have it on. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know where that memory came from if he didn't have it, but it seems like I remember that. But maybe it wasn't. Maybe he didn't. But anyway, he looked just dressed. Everything he had on looked like him. But he was doing impersonation and saying stuff that he says. Because coaches have these sayings that they
Yeah.
say.
Certain.
And
Yeah.
so he was saying it all, and it was just funny. And there's another guy that started like doing a little drum beat on a thing, and it turned into him doing like an Indian in the dance thing. I can't remember the whole thing, but I remember I laughed so hard. And then come to find out, our coach walked in and was standing there watching it, and he turned around and sees him. He just kind of his face just is and
It
then
just
it just
dropped.
killed the whole thing, which makes it even funnier looking back now. Uh,
Yeah.
I just remember that. I know it doesn't sound funny the way I told it, but I guess it was one of those things where I don't remember all the details. But if you were in
You
the
had to be
locker
there.
room at the time, I, I mean, I think I was almost crying laughing when it was going on.
Yeah. Well,
And
that's one of those you had to be there.
yeah,
Inside moment thing.
little thing. I mean, when we found out we were going to wear purple jerseys my senior year, that
But
was a
that was
big.
fun.
That
I
was
know
a
how that
big.
is.
That was a big like almost don't even want to play anymore type of thing. They were just so they were so
Yeah.
ugly. And you can do purple good. Like Kansas State does a good job with theirs. You can do it the right way. But we all basically look like Barney out there, Barney the dinosaur, purple. Like
Hmm.
what it looked like. It looked like Barney's walking around. and it just was embarrassing to wear them. It really was. It was just they were all. It was just terrible,
Yeah.
and we weren't
I
that
was
good,
talking.
and we weren't that great anyway. So like, it didn't help any. You know what I mean? Like it was a terrible situation. So like, it almost bonded you together. Like I know that you almost form bonds with people going through like bad seasons and hard times. I feel like almost just as much as you probably would if you had like a successful team in a long run with people.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, I could see
we
that.
did have
Yeah.
one good year where we went to the region and stuff, but those bad years where we all kind of just come together and like in spite of how the season went and in spite of how we felt about certain people or how things were going, it like kind of brought you together a little bit, and those are times that I remember and like take away from those years. Because when you go 0-10, it's like, what do you really take away from it? You can't take away anything good from football games. So you take away that bond you have with people and that all that stuff you went through, with them is what I take away from it. So it's weird how that's what you look back on and you think you'll have all these memories, but looking back now, I don't have a lot of memories that are like football related. I just have memories of being hanging out and doing things with them, with the guys. So I guess
Yeah.
that's I guess that's what I can remember for some reason. But
No, I think it's perfectly said. You talking about because I don't want to. I mean, you summed that up perfect. To comment on the uniform thing, same thing happened to us because our uniforms my sophomore year was solid black, well, black and white, and then with a solid black helmet.
well,
And then,
congratulations.
well, wait a minute, I'm not done. If you remember, going into our junior senior year, we went all purple.
Oh no, but see, I was there for
So
that.
yeah,
Your all's purple was fine. I actually like your.
uh,
I actually like
the
your.
the the white wasn't
No,
bad. The
no, no, stop.
white was all right,
No,
but
no, stop. I get where you're coming from to an extent because if you went all purple, it was kind of weird. But your all's purple was at least like almost like a flat purple.
well, the helmets were like flat purple. The
The
jerseys and the
the
uniforms were
jerseys
purple,
were purple.
but
They weren't bright Barney purple like we were. I'll show you a
well,
picture one day. I'll find a picture
yeah.
and I'll show you, and
Well, I tell you what,
you'll know what I'm talking about
yeah,
when I say be grateful that you had somebody who ordered good uniforms because we
yeah.
did not.
Well, what got us was the October months when we also wore pink, so we had purple and pink.
No, that was an odd look. I do remember that. That was
Yeah.
odd when y'all did that. Yeah, we
Mhm.
never did the pink. I don't know. Was that a thing that wasn't
I don't think so. I don't think
around
that
much
even
yet?
happened
Because
until,
I
um,
remember when that started. I was like, we never did this. I don't.
yeah,
You
I
know.
think that actually started right before I got into high school. Maybe it wasn't long before that.
Yeah.
But now I was talking to a kid this week, at Bible school. He was talking about his uniforms. He played for Richlands, I think, and that's why I told him. I said, "Listen, it could be worse. You could have all purple."
Oh God.
So
Terrible. Well, see,
yeah,
that's my whole point with this whole thing. Like, who thought black and purple was going to be a good color? Like, what are we doing? Like, why when we consolidated? Why did we go black and purple? Black's fine, but like, why purple? I don't.
are you
Like,
talking about? Are you talking about the Eagles?
no, it's Twin Valley. Like
Oh,
when
Twin
they
Valley. Okay, I was
consolidated
gonna
Florida
say,
White,
yeah,
did they throw green and maroon
yeah,
together and that's what happened? Was purple come out? Like, I don't understand.
yeah.
Like, why
Wasn't
that
the
ever?
rumor? Wasn't the rumor at one time like green, green and blue, like Gator colors?
I never heard it.
I think. I mean,
When
I
we
may have
when
just be
we now
misremembering that, but I thought that was a thing.
when we were in school, I remember seventh grade. They sent around a paper to everybody to check off. They had like three options of school names, three or four options of school colors, three or four options for the mascot, and so everybody supposedly got to vote on it. Now I don't know if the outcome and why we were what we were called and the colors and the mascot was the legit winner of that
Yeah, that's what I was
vote,
gonna say. I
or if
don't.
that was just a thing to make us all feel like we actually had a say or not. I'm not sure. I lean more
Yeah.
towards that had nothing to do with it. And they just chose this stuff, but I don't know. I mean, I never.
What were some of the names and colors? Do you
Um,
remember?
I want to say one of them was gold and black with the Buchanan East, I think, or whatever it would be. Not
Buchanan East.
or like it. Yeah, there was a
That'd been kind of
Buchanan.
cool.
Yeah, like because we were on like that side, whatever side of the county we're on, north or whatever we
Yeah,
is. I don't know what we
like
are,
East Dillon, like
but
in like
yeah, that was
Friday Night
one of the
Lights, but
options
East
was like
Buchanan.
Buchanan East, and I think that black and gold was one of the color schemes. Maybe black and silver, or maybe silver ended up being supposed to be one of our colors, and
It's
purple.
supposed to
But
be, yeah.
I can't remember what the other options were. I can't remember the mascots. That's what I wish. Buccaneers was one. I think the red and the actual Buccaneers colors for the Tampa Bay, the red and
Yeah,
gold. That
one
was
of
one
them.
of the options.
I love red and gold. I think that would have been,
Of course you do. That's ugly, but
yeah.
uh, I can't remember everything. But I know I didn't vote for the purple. I might have voted for Twin Valley. I can't remember because at the time it was like cool. It's like, oh yeah, Whitewoods in this valley, Gardens in this valley. I could just
It is a cool name.
it was
Yeah.
okay. I don't think I voted for the Buchanan. I can't remember what the other option was, but I cannot for the life of me remember what the mascots were. I want them. Maybe one of them was Eagle. I don't remember, but I think for some reason, okay, this might be just one of those false memory things, but I want to think that I voted for the Buchanan East thing, maybe, or maybe from Valley. But I think I voted for the mascot. I think I voted for an eagle. I thought that'd be cool. That
Hmm.
might be a memory I have that is not real. I might be making that up. So, but
Ain't
anyway,
that something?
but then we come out with Twin Valley. We come out with black, silver, and purple, and really what turned out to be for a long time they tried way too hard to get purple in it.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that, like you said, Kansas State did, especially in basketball uniforms, like during the Frank Martin days,
Yeah,
the way those uniforms looked, to where they were like primarily like gray, silver with hints, and I'm talking more like basketball uniforms, but like they would have hints of the purple and
yeah.
outlines and stuff.
Well,
Um,
Moore tried to do the Kansas State logo for a long time. I have a towel somewhere here that he gave us all towels with that logo on it. He tried to get that going and get it,
yeah.
but it kind of just died or whatever. But
Do you think the
even in basketball, even he brought them stupid purple jerseys out. We had to wear my junior year.
uh,
We wore. It was even worse in
yeah,
basketball season because we were good, but we had to wear these stupid uniforms.
and it
Like,
was shiny purple too, wasn't it?
oh, it was terrible. It was absolutely
Yeah,
awful. I don't know what we're
yeah,
doing. Like it was dumb.
yeah, and I sit here thinking, and now I'm not even a big fan, and which of course you're going to say of course when I say this, but I don't like the backwards VT like to create the TV. I'm just
Yeah,
not a fan.
I'm not sure where that came from. I don't ever remember that being like a.
I know it was like
I,
that, and when I was in middle school,
yeah,
in
I
the
mean it
middle school
was.
gym, I
Yeah,
remember that.
I think it was always kind of around. Some reason I want to say when we started, we had maybe some coaches' hats had a TV, but it was just a T above a V, like
Yeah,
a diagonal. I don't know when that other part came in,
yeah,
but nothing ever really stuck. Like it's been a real revolving door of logos and what
yeah. I got a hat
Panther
up in.
head to use. Yeah, it's
Yeah, I have a hat that has like the like Friday Night Lights, the Permian Panthers. It has like like a P, like
yeah,
the Permian Panthers, but it's a purple P.
yeah. I tell you the best thing,
Yeah,
or one of the coolest things I ever thought came out of it all. Uh, well, Coach Moore doing the pale on the uniform was kind of cool. I missed that. I
yeah,
didn't get
that's
to do
cool.
that, but
Yeah,
I thought that was cool when he did that. But as far as just like a school kind of theme thing for the whole school, not just a one sport. Uh, was my senior year, or maybe it was when I can't remember if it was my senior year or when it was when I was helping Tommy, but I want to think it was my senior year in baseball. Coach Hamrow got us hats. Our baseball hats were our baseball uniforms were the best uniforms I wore. Probably the best uniform I wore. The
yeah.
scheme and everything was actually made sense. You know what I mean? But we had hats that were really cool, and they were fitted. And on the back, it had the knob,
Oh, that's cool.
called the Pilgrim's knob.
Yeah,
I love that. I thought that should be something that they run with and call it the knob, like because it's literally in Pilgrim's knob.
Pilgrim's Knob.
That would
Yeah,
be something cool we
yeah.
could go with. And it kind of died. I think it died out after that.
After
So
that,
yeah, I can't remember what year it was. I don't know if it was when I played or if it was when I helped Tommy coached baseball that one year that he did it. But I thought that was really, really good. I thought that was something that should have been like should have stuck, and they could have used that on other things. But
You know what I wish, and not that it ever got brought up or anything, but I thought about it my senior year because I almost got a pair of gloves. Um, going into my senior year, I saw these gloves that an LSU player had. Could not find them anywhere. I guess it was just exclusively towards LSU. Well, like an LSU's field, they have like the tiger eye in the middle, and that's how the gloves were. They had like
oh yeah,
the eye, but it was like a purple eye because that's their colors. But it looks, I mean, it kind of looks like a panther too in a way. I think it'd be cool to have like the LSU tiger eye, but but a panther eye,
yeah,
and
that'd be
have like
cool.
the black
Yeah.
and stuff. I think that would have been pretty
You
neat.
know, they could do something like that with like the eagle. They could do like
Yeah,
it just like its beak and head, like have its head back to its eye, but have the eye like the forefront, like a cool like looking into the. You know what they could do? They could have
yeah,
that, but then they could have the eagle look in the eagle's eye. They could have like a picture of like something like looking down on the stadium or something cool like that, like or like a scenic like a mountain in the mountain top of a mountain with the sky behind it. So yeah, that'd be awesome.
yeah.
Like something like that would be cool as crap. Like I would love something like that.
I think I'm a big fan of somebody domesticating an eagle and letting it fly around the stadium.
Well, I think I mean probably illegal, but you know
They do. They got one at Dollywood.
a falcon flew into our shop at work the other day.
Hmm.
How
We could use a
random?
falcon.
How random is that? A falcon.
You think you could dye the fur on the head?
I don't think you could do that, but I mean,
Man.
there is an eagle that flies up and down Dismal, too, that we see occasionally.
Hmm.
Next time I see it, I'll holler at it and ask if it wants to
It
be
wants to
part of the new
join.
school. But
I tried to do your helmet idea for the coal miner or light shining through
yeah.
and stuff, and this is what ChatGPT gave me. I'm not sure if you can see
Well,
it.
no,
There you
I see
go.
the helmet, but I can't see what's on it.
So um, it gave me a coal miner's light on the front of.
No, that would be
It's
that would actually be fine
got the quality look.
if it was like implemented into the helmet with a paint scheme.
Yeah,
That'd be fine.
yeah.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
and then they could
that's
do
pretty
the
neat.
Buchanan County the border on the side.
Yeah, I'd have to send it like a picture of the border. I mean, I'm not sure that the the like actual physical light on the forehead of it would be plausible,
You
but
know, you know what they could do too on the basketball floor. They could have the county outline, and then they could have like dots or little emblems of where the old schools used to be, like
yeah, I think
Purge or
that would be
Valley. That'd be cool.
perfect.
That'd be cool. Yeah, or they could do it
Yeah.
on a wall, like a mural on a wall or something. I don't know. That'd
What
be
they, I
cool.
think the mistake is that, and we don't know what they're going to do, obviously, but um, I guess there is probably a side of it to where they want to start a new chapter, invest in the Eagle thing. Uh, But the right thing to do, and and even aesthetically pleasing, I think it would look better and make it more unique. Would be to do something like that, and it would pay like it would
Well,
it would give attention to each one of those areas because each area. How I put this, I think some people look at Buchanan County as being like, okay, we're going to be the Eagles. We're Buchanan County. Buchanan County is first above anything else, and it's that might be a select few that kind of look at it like that. Um, and while the other fans of the new school acknowledge that Buchanan County first, yeah, but their history and their school that they're bringing as a fan or as a student is first. Like, yes, we're going to be part of a new team, but what we bring from where we come from, like it matters to us. It's close to
yeah,
our heart. Like it needs to be, like you said, it needs to be acknowledged. So even just
yeah.
like a little logo to say,
Well, I
like a
think
little dot to say that
like
yes,
on the helmets, if somebody wanted to argue that the Eagle's a mascot, I could get that. But like on the floor, on a wall, on a mural somewhere, they do need to have something like shouts out, like gives
Yes,
like
yes.
references and like honors Buchanan County as a whole and the schools that come from it, because like you said, those things don't just go away. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Like, and I've heard somebody, I was young when it happened. Like, I was in it when Valley consolidated, or regarding Whitewood consolidated. So I didn't. I guess I didn't see. Like, I was too involved in it, and then didn't. I wasn't old enough to know like the feelings of the community. But from everything I heard about this, basically for a lot of people, until my senior year when the basketball team was really good, and we went to state. Apparently, that was like a healing, unifying moment for people. Like,
hmm.
it was still kind of. I never felt it, and I don't know if
Yeah.
people I went to school with felt it, but apparently, a lot of people in the community were like, it was like a gelling moment for people, is what I've been told from several
I could
people
see that. I mean, I
that were like,
wasn't
it wouldn't
around
like,
then,
yeah,
but
it wouldn't like it was. It's like it wasn't okay until that happened, or something. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't know if that's true. It might have been the minority that felt that way, but and it wasn't anybody even in my family that told me this. It's people outside of my family that I've heard the story from, and I've heard people tell stories about it. It's like it almost like it made it okay or something. I don't know if that's true or
well,
not, but I feel like Southern Gap needs to, like, that's what I'm referencing it for. It needs to do something to make sure that, yeah, you're moving forward, and yeah, you're doing your new school, but there needs to be some
mhm.
kind of thing given to the where you came from, just because those schools, I mean, Twin Valley's not been around for a long time, but before that, Garden Whitewood had been around. You know what I mean? So to honor those, kind of keep a thing for those schools. You know what I mean? And like where you come from, because
Yeah.
Southern Gap's a new thing. That ain't Southern
Well,
Gap ain't been nothing but a few years. So like I'm
yeah.
fine with calling it Southern Gap, but that's not. There's no history for Southern Gap, but Buchanan County has a long history. So you need to bring that along
Yeah.
with you when you do it.
Well, in all honesty, what I'm kind of and I know they won't do this, but I would be completely okay with them having something in the school, whether it be murals or I would lean more towards a trophy case or some sort or something uh, of acknowledgement. I mean, you look at the history. I mean, yes, we can go down to like Garden and Whitewood, but Garden had the great team that we talked about with Coach Jones, and I'm sure I think Whitewood had some good basketball teams if I'm not mistaken, and of course you all and among some other teams, and Twin Valley basketball had some rich history there, great run. Um, Hurley same way, um, and then of course Grundy with some football teams, and then their wrestling program. Like I would think that it would be as somebody coming in as a visitor to this, um, because they're going to host big wrestling tournaments and stuff as well. When they come in there, and I think a lot of the Grundy community would agree, like they should still see up on the wall, Grundy, or some sort of acknowledgement to Grundy being, you know, state, however many state champions, and then as well in the basketball arena, have some sort of acknowledgement to Hurley, Twin Valley, like the schools that the teams that made it that far. Because I mean, it's erased history at this point. I mean,
Well,
the only
see,
record keeping is Buchanan County Sports page. I mean,
I
which is great. Not
I
knocking that. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna go opposite of you on that. I think as far as in the new gym, which I'm assuming is where they'll have their wrestling thing that um in the gym and the new school, as far as like in stuff like that, I don't think any banners need to be hung from any other schools, any of the past schools. I think it needs to be clean slate. I think like in the forefront, like trophy cases needs to be the new school. I think maybe doing like a room somewhere with like that honors maybe some of the
Yeah.
past thing that might be okay. But I think as far as the new school goes, like any kind of acknowledgments of banners and thing, I think it all needs to be the new school. I don't think you need to bring along anything like that. But I do think they need to honor it somehow, like maybe make a room
Well,
for it or something. But
I kind of
I'm
see.
not saying you're wrong. I just think
Well, no,
if
I agree. I agree. I think a room would be better.
yeah
Like, a room to where they can. It's you can go in and have some memorabilia and
yeah
stuff like that. I think that would be the best thing. Because yeah, you're right. I mean, um, I hate to say it like this, but you don't get a banner until you win one. And you're a
right.
new school,
But
right?
you
So
are
I mean,
right because
you gotta earn it.
like a lot of that history and like especially the wrestling thing, like you have a daggone national champion, you have you know huge like line of
Yeah,
stuff that needs to be remembered. Obviously, it needs to be somewhere. I just don't think a banner in the new thing needs to be. I don't think that needs to be there, but somewhere on the property there probably does need to be
yeah.
like a a room somewhere where it is remembered. It don't have to be like a room. I guess I don't know what they do, but um,
Some sort of display.
yeah. But I
Yeah,
just think for the moving forward part, I think any kind of banners or trophy cases that are like on display out for the public to see, I think I would lean more towards that just being Southern Gap, but also maybe put like a room somewhere and then like if people wanted to ask about it and say what did y'all do with all that, say it's it's down here we have a like a memoriam thing for the
yeah.
old schools or something. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I
I
don't
mean, you
want
could
the
even.
memory to
Um,
die, but I also don't think it should be at the forefront either.
Yeah, you could do like I'm sure UNC is probably like this, but I mean you went to JPJ when we watched UVA play UNC,
Trashy gym,
and
terrible, sucky,
very prestigious, beautiful
garbage
gym.
place, garbage.
Uh,
The only
but
thing good about listen, let me tell you, the only thing good about that gym is it's a great place to watch a concert because the acoustics in that gym are great. As far as that, it's trash,
man, that's well, we won't talk
trash,
about that right now. But
trash.
the way that you can go, and even in any college, I'm sure any college basketball arena, like as you're walking like through like the circle around the arena,
Yeah,
like they have like displays that are kind of just like like flush into the wall as you're walking.
yeah,
You can probably do something like
yeah.
that,
I mean,
like
I
just
would be okay with
something
that.
small.
Maybe like a plaque or
Yeah. Excuse me.
yeah, like
Well, you
Grundy,
could.
like wrestling. Obviously,
Yeah.
Grundy's only wrestling school out of the county. So like you could have theirs, and you could have a plaque that
Mhm.
says basketball. Well, you can't say state champs. Nobody. I think Garden won like the 50s or something. But like you could have like all the runner ups or all the semifinals or
Yeah.
something. I don't know. Football you could have things, but like I wouldn't make it like a big thing like a banner. I'm against the banner thing. I
No, no,
don't.
I think yeah, I think something small. Like you
Yeah.
could do something the size of like um just the size of like a couch. Like I mean that type of space. Like
Yeah.
and just fit stuff in there cuz I mean you might end up having council in there too. So you're going to have history there too.
That's a whole
So
nother podcast to talk about too. But
yeah.
move anyway. What else you want to talk about before we're an hour and 40 minutes in? What anything?
Well, I mean, just I guess we don't have. I mean, not give a full breakdown on everybody and everything, but football is getting ready to start. I mean,
Oh,
we
I
can
got a
segue
question.
from that into this.
I
Yeah,
got one. Saturday, I'm doing a fantasy draft in a league I'm in. Uh, Me and Logan were talking about this the other day about how fantasy's changed from it used to be at one point you had to take a running back first because there were so few, few, and you had,
yeah,
that was the
yeah,
point. Then it kind of jumped to there was like three or four quarterbacks that were guaranteed that you almost need to almost take a quarterback, maybe even because just they got you so many points. And it almost feels like now, like there's a couple of receivers that you would even think about taking first because there's so many good quarterbacks. There's several good running backs, but those receivers, it's a passing league. Like if you can get a Chase or a Jefferson,
yeah.
would you take? So my question to you would be not really like I don't know how to word it, but okay, I thought like this: if you had the first pick, which is kind of a bad place to be honest, like first pick's
Yeah.
not great. But if you had a first pick in the draft this year, what are you taking?
So, to talk about what you're saying here, for years now, it's kind of been trending in that direction. But I will say first, and this is the answer, really, this is what matters: how big the league size is. And
Yeah.
so, a league like ours, um, I would be comfortable with taking a receiver. I don't know about pick one. Pick one, I'm probably going running back. Now, with that being said, like who would I pick? I don't know.
See, that's the problem
Uh,
too, right?
that's tough because at pick one, that's why it's such a sucky pick, is because
Mm-hmm.
you're you have to hit a home run
Yeah.
to match the value of the place that you're in.
And
But
what Logan, I'm gonna throw this out there. The thing Logan pointed out is the the two running backs you would probably take right off. One of them is injury prone, and one of them was on the cover of Madden, so you might as well count him out because that's
yeah,
terrible luck. So what do you do there?
yeah, and even like you look at some other high ones, it's gonna be like Genty, and Genty's a rookie.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
you look at like usage and stuff, like those are things to watch for. Um, but yeah, so the thing is with, like I said, now if you're in a bigger league, and I'm in another league that's a lot bigger, I go running backs all day. Uh, I'll go three running backs before I even go receiver. And the reason is, and it's the same thing that you kind of have to factor in, even in a smaller league, is it's not the top, like it's not what you get at the beginning is what matters. It's what you're left with at the end. So running backs, there's not as many. Well, like I said, in a league our size, you could probably make it work. But like in a bigger league, you have like those high usage running backs, RB1s, or well, no, RB1. That's what you're going for, because it's consistent usage week in and week out.
yeah,
You have so many, but then there's a huge drop off,
yeah.
and
There's not a good second tier
no,
running back.
and with
It's either first it's either RB1 or they don't play.
yeah, and receivers, yeah, receivers, you
Yeah,
could honestly like pick up receivers off the waiver wire to kind of get you like 10 points even,
yeah,
and so that's the issue because I know the first year I played in the big league that I'm in, um, I went receiver because I saw the way it was trending. I was like, you need to get receivers. And what ended up happening to me was I had two running backs, and one of them got hurt, and I was constantly filling a running back role with like Jalen Warren, who was a guy that would have like maybe a 10-point week. Within the next week, may not have any. He was like a second string running back from the Steelers. Um, so that's the issue. It's what you're left with if you don't, and that's all depending on the draft. Now, if we are a league that drafts like receivers early, quarterbacks early, then it's not that big of a stress because then we can get a running back later on. Um, it's a preference, but I think it's a gamble too. Uh, but like I said, in a league of our size, usually we can all get at least two running backs, at least two that we could probably feel comfortable with being starters. Whether or not we like them as far as like our preference, we might prefer a different one, but we can all get starters. Is the point I'm
yeah.
making?
So who would you take was first pick this year? Just if you, I know you
I
just said,
mean,
I know you just said there's so many factors, but okay,
yeah. So
just for
if it's
example,
me,
just use the league that we're in together.
mhm,
What for that league?
yeah, I'm
What,
still going McCaffrey. I mean, I'm a homer for one. I'm going
well,
to kind of
that's really the only
roll with
that's the main reason because
yeah. That's definitely the main. But I do think
cause
I
Saquon's
mean
probably the guy that you should pick.
well, the issue is right there between them two is that Saquon, pure running back wise, is you know how great he was last year, um, but the floor of McCaffrey when he's healthy is like 15 points because he catches so much, and so that's
Yeah,
the
but
that's the thing with him.
he ain't got nobody any good throwing it to him.
Oh, here we go. Gosh, we don't have enough time for this. So, but
uh,
now they say that McCaffrey has looked because he could have came back for the playoffs last year if we had made it, but we didn't.
oh, he's
Um,
fine. It's just
yeah, he
he's
is,
gonna get hurt.
but he is injury prone.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
it could happen.
no, it
I would
will
feel
happen,
better.
especially in y'all's medicine
Yeah.
department. Y'all got out there something, whatever it is. I don't know.
Well, to comment on that part of it, I would feel better if he had like running backs behind him. We have talent behind him, but Garindo is hurt. Jordan James just broke his finger the other day,
Okay, this
so
ain't
he's
the
hurt.
49ers podcast. We're talking about fantasy
I'm
football.
just, I was just saying like what you were saying. He will probably be hurt because all the running backs that could help him out are also
Well,
hurt.
and you're right though. He's going to have to do a lot
Yeah.
because they're going to have to run it to win because Brock ain't going to win no games for him.
Oh, they'll throw it.
So
Well, I don't
if
know if
they
they'll throw it beginning of the year because
if they
BA ain't gonna be back yet.
if they
But
throw it, they'll lose. They better run it.
yeah,
That's all I got to say because
I
Brock
don't
ain't
know.
Brock
Listen,
ain't.
I can't hear nothing about throwing coming from Danny Dimes over here. And what's what's Richardson's nickname? Does he got one, or did he just revert to not having one? He had one before though, didn't he? Was it A Rod or something?
I don't know.
I don't know. I know his.
Medical liability is what I call him.
Yeah, I know. I saw a picture of his finger last night.
You know, it don't
You see
matter.
it?
He's gonna be as accurate with
Yeah.
that dislocated pinky as he would be without it. So it don't matter. He's
I
garbage
I
too.
saw y'all's third string quarterback last year at the Ignite men's conference. Riley Leonard.
Well, you know,
He did pretty
I
good the other
wouldn't call
night.
him third string very long because
Yeah, second string now probably.
he's probably gonna be first string before it's over with. Because I got a
Uh,
feeling that if I don't want this to happen, but I got a weird suspicion that it might be calling the Abrams tanks this year might be the Colts mascot because I got a feeling that they're looking in the future and they're not happy with anybody on that roster playing quarterback. And
yeah,
there's a fella down in Texas that's got a last name that they want to bring in. And I got a feeling that if they suck this year, it won't to them, not to me, but to the ownership and to the people there, not the coaches, not the players, but to the ownership.
yeah,
I got a feeling that they want to get Manning just for no other reason, just because of who he is. I don't know how that would go, but I got that weird suspicion that if things don't go well real quick, they'll be fine with not being very good and getting that first pick. And
getting him.
and even if he shouldn't be the first pick, I got a feeling that that's who they're going to get because I just that last name in that stadium in that city is going to sell. They're going to make a lot of money. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
they would. But
So,
now he's not coming out this year though. It's not what Archie
oh,
said.
he'll come out.
That's what he said. I think it was
Yeah,
yesterday actually. They
yeah,
asked him and he said no, he's staying another year at Texas.
yeah.
I think from everything that I've watched people talk about, I think he is going to stay unless he has an amazing season and wins a
Why
championship.
would
I
he?
think he would
I
come out.
mean,
But
I
why
get.
wouldn't he? Look at all the money he's still
I know,
he's still getting,
I
and they're
mean, but
good. Like,
he don't need the money though. That's stupid. Like
I
he
mean,
don't need no money. You know how rich
he
that
might
family
just.
is. Like, get out of here.
Yeah, I mean that's true. You don't know though. They might not give
If
him
I
money.
was him, I wouldn't want to be a Colt.
Yeah. Have his own like
Yeah,
legacy somewhere.
I would not want to play there.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to play there at all, because
yeah,
that's like being one of Michael Jordan's sons. Like, you just there's no way you're going to win there. Like, you know what I mean? Unless you do more than Peyton did, then nobody's going to. You know what I mean? It's almost like the
hmm
pressure on you is going to be almost too much that it's unrealistic. And I'm not saying he couldn't do it, but I'm just saying if he, you know, I mean, like the risk versus reward there. If I'm him, I don't want to put a Colts jersey on.
yeah.
I want to go anywhere else just because I want to do my own thing. I don't want all that behind me. Um, so, but yeah, he might stay. I don't know. I think, you know, I don't know what we're going to do at quarterback. I think I got a chance to go up there and try out.
Listen,
If
it's
my shoulder wouldn't fall
yeah,
apart, I think as long as somebody don't turn the ball over, I think they win the starting job.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's not as bad as the 7-6-7 QB room that Cleveland has.
Well,
So
you know, Shador today threw 2 touchdowns, so he's getting the starting
yeah,
job. I
I
don't
think he
know.
will.
Let's anyway. Like I said, I got a fantasy draft Saturday. I'm also going to be having the draft while I'm driving to
Ooh, that's an interesting dynamic.
I'm not. I'll be in the passenger seat, but I'll be riding to a dirt race in Florence, Kentucky. So I'm hoping that I can have service wherever I'm going to be
Mm,
tomorrow, to be able to do this
yeah, that would
draft.
be.
I'm not, and the person that I'm in with is we was talking about him earlier. Michael that does the Buchanan County's sports page. He's the one that
Mhm.
it's his league. So we're doing it. To me though, I don't like doing it this early, but I guess you just kind of got to do it when you can do it. So there's two more weeks of injury prone stuff that can happen, and
Yeah,
I
preseason.
don't like
Yeah.
drafting before I mean that early, but I get it. You got to do it when you got to do it. So, but I'm looking forward to it. I like fantasy football. Melissa's going to be in this league with us. Um, she gets into it about as much as I do. She stresses a lot more than I do, but she gets into it. But
Yeah, she gets into it more than a lot of people.
she's very, and the thing
I
about
mean,
her too is like it's odd. I don't. This is gonna sound bad when I say this, but people think, oh, your wife's in it. Like, what does she really know? But like, very, 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 very knowledgeable.
hmm
High football IQ. You know what I mean? People wouldn't expect. Like, I know that might sound like what's it called, misogynistic or whatever that word is that you would say, but like
uh,
people would
yeah,
say people say that about people's wives, but like she's one
yeah,
of those. She actually knows the game, very very knowledgeable, and and it's one of the things that like is makes watching games with her great is like especially Colts stuff. Like she knows more about Colts history than probably I do. So like she knew off a lineman from like 25 years ago or something, which she was it's just weird
yeah. That's
like how
wild.
much she knows. But so I'm looking forward to it. But
Yeah,
looking forward to our draft. We're gonna have a good time, I think, and it'll be fun.
that's what I was getting ready to say. We
I'm
got
not
the.
sure. I'm not sure that I like this new format we're doing better or worse.
Mm,
I'll let you know after we do it. But
yeah, I don't know how. I mean, everybody's like groups different, but I will say this that uh, we do an offline draft in that bigger league I'm in, and I would 10 times out of 10 prefer to do that.
yeah,
It is so much better. It's a better experience, better as far as getting to like hang out with your buddies, conversations. Now I don't know how we're gonna do it there, and I'm sure I'll talk to Logan about it. So how we do it at the other league is, it's on the wall, like it's over on like a fence wall type thing, and they have like a yard, and which they have a table and pizza and stuff every year, and people just kind of like they'll initially start out together and talk and kind of just announce whatever, like we're getting ready to start, whatever. But then people kind of just, I mean, they might talk as a group for a second, but then they just kind of break off a little bit. They might go over and just kind of think on what they're going to do, or they might go and have a conversation with somebody. What you end up getting is conversations, but you end up getting a little bit of like mental warfare because you kind of come over and you're like, "What are you thinking?" Well, you're thinking whatever you're going to go for next, and then you kind of just got kind of go over to like maybe this little conversation's going over here and kind of listen to them, and it really becomes almost like a draft room scenario or like an actual draft. Like you really have to be strategic with what you put up there, and there's a little bit of suspense and not knowing. Like you're just seeing somebody walk up there, putting it on the board.
why would you have to be
Yeah.
more strategic than the other way?
Is it because it's so rapid? It's so. I mean, yes, there's a certain level of strategy. Of course, I'm not like taking that out. But what
But
I'm saying
I
is
feel like
like
you can make the same picks as you would if you're doing an online draft. Like
possibly. But I'm saying the experience and stuff, the way it feels,
now that I
like
get,
on
but you talk
yeah
about being strategic. I don't see how that's any different than
online draft. What I mean by that is like online drafting. You're going to kind of pick who you pick if we're sitting there, and you're probably not like you're gonna pick who you're gonna pick anyway. It's not
well.
always
What you're
like that in
saying
an
is
offline draft.
you're forced to do it real quick, and this way you can sit there and think about it longer. I
Impulse.
guess.
Yes, you can think about it longer, but you also what's crazy is like through conversations, you might be hard set on
Oh, you talking about
Justin
stealing? You
Jefferson.
talking about stealing somebody's pick?
I'm not necessarily talking about stealing picks, but that is in play. Yeah, right. I mean that's something, right?
Can you
But
imagine if it's like a reality show and like hit like a group that had like a joined together to be like a what do you call it like a tribe or whatever, not a tribe, but like a
yeah,
team, and they're like, hey, we're gonna draft, but we're gonna make sure no matter what we do, we're gonna make sure. Let's say Tilo, for example, if he'd have won again this year, it'd been like 4 years in a row or something stupid
Yeah.
like that. Say a few of us got together and been like, hey, you got the pick right before him. I come like whatever, and then
Yeah.
so we got together and we're like, hey, whatever we do, we're not gonna win our league this year, but we're gonna make sure he don't win. That would be dirty. That'd be. I mean,
That
that's
would be.
diabolical.
That's like on Survivor, a Blindside,
Mm-hmm.
right? But but in a way, that's kind of how it is. Like you start like talking and what you start finding out information about people, about players and stuff that you may not have known,
Yeah.
and like through conversation, you start to figuring out things, and this is just how it goes. Like sometimes you end up like linking up with somebody. Like you might come over and talk to me and be like, "Listen, I'm really thinking that Thomas is going to go, Noah Fant here, new tight end they got. I'm really feeling it." And you might just be saying that, but because of you saying that,
Yeah. I might talk you
it
into it.
might alter what I do next
Oh,
because
and I know another
you know,
thing you can do. This is we shouldn't talk about this on here. We should do this.
they ain't gonna watch
We
it.
should. That's true. They're not going
Thomas
to.
might.
We should do this.
Thomas might watch
Well,
it.
if Thomas watches it,
Logan might. Logan's been
no,
he
Logan.
watches all of them.
No, Logan's got a newborn, but he's too busy. Logan is introducing Cooper to YouTube golf right now and Panther football. He's busy wrapped up in that. If he watches
Yeah.
this, I'll be real
Yeah.
surprised. But if they do, they'll be the only two. Let's guarantee that.
Yeah.
So, I don't think John will. They'll be the only two. So if they listen, you all can join us in this little thing we're gonna do right here. But what you can do is like say I got a pick that I really want coming up, and I could go to you, but there's somebody between us, and I'm afraid he might take him. I could come to you and I'd be like, hey, draft this guy, and then and Tom. Let's use Thomas for example. Thomas won't take the position you want because he's already got X person in that
Yeah,
position.
he's already got Josh
Right.
Allen
Yeah,
or
I got him.
something. Yeah.
So like he won't take quarterback, but
Yeah.
I want this quarterback. But you're before me. Who
Yeah.
do you want at this running back position? You draft me my quarterback. I'll draft you your running back, and then we'll trade them. So you can do stuff like
Yeah.
that. So you can really,
And that's a possibility.
Yeah, so you can
And-
really mess. You
yeah.
can really mess around.
Yeah.
Like you said, like real NFL stuff happens. Like these people.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
It's
real conversation.
there's a real like because that's and in a way not that I love sitting in a big group and talking. Don't get me wrong, but I almost prefer it to be kind of spaced out to where we can branch off a little bit and kind of go and think because that's what makes it crazy is
Yeah, it's like
because
a reality show. It's like, hey, I'm gonna have a
yeah.
conversation over here with him for a second. I'll
Yep.
be over to you. I'll be over to you in a minute. You have to just trust people and like kind of let them do their
Yeah.
thing. I can see that being fun, but I can also can see that being like, especially our group of people, we all don't get together that often. I can also see it being like a detriment where like I just want to hang out with that people.
Well, see,
But
in that way though, you're still going to have before and after as a group, and then during the draft,
that's true.
you're still going to get to talk because the draft is going to be longer. So your time by getting to have individual conversations and even small group conversations is still probably going to equal out.
Yeah.
To having that. And it's something about it, man. It's like while you're sitting there talking, like me and you might be talking about, yeah, I might go and get Josh Allen this time, and then like everybody like stops, like, oh, here comes Rusty with the pick.
Yeah.
And he's walking up there to make the pick, and then it's I'm telling you, it's a lot more fun. I know I'm like hyping it up a lot, but
I have another question for you. I don't know if it's allowed or not. We was talking about it earlier in the group chat, but trades and stuff. But what I thought was, my thought was when I thought trades wasn't like this year. I went deeper, and I thought, I wonder if that's allowed. So now is a good time to talk about it. Are we going to allow me to come to you and be like, hey, Cam, listen, I'll trade you your.
I know what you're gonna say now.
I'll trade you your third. If you got the third or fourth pick, okay.
Yeah.
And I have a terrible pick, let's say for them. And I okay, like a 7th or 8th pick or something. And I'll say, I will give you, if you'll give me your third pick, I will give you Like next year, for example, if I'm anywhere fourth or up in the random draw, I'll give you that pick
Like
and
additional, like yeah,
and like a
or
fourth round
protected, I guess.
position, something, yeah. Or
Yeah,
if I get Drew worse than that, I'll give you more picks or something. Can you do
yeah.
future season picks? Is that
I mean, I
allowed?
don't see why not. Like,
But see, the
well,
thing is,
because
we
here
got to write all this down. That's the problem. We're gonna have to
we will. I
a
mean, goodness
journal.
gracious, we write. I mean, yeah, we could figure out a way to do it. But here's the thing: is like, here's my thing, and this is why I mentioned it because I think it add another element. And if here's the thing is nobody has to do it. So if we implement it, nobody
You don't have
has to do it. We
and
can all just not do it, but you can at least allow it. Like if you want it,
yeah,
like if somebody wants to make that move, make it.
I'll tell you another scenario that might be crazy. Just just throwing it out there. Throw some cash in.
Cash
Like,
considerations.
hey, if you, like give me this
Yeah,
pick and I'll throw in $50. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
are we going to allow that? Like, you know what I mean? Because then you go into just like in real life, you got small markets and you got big markets. You know what I mean?
Well, here's the
And
issue with that
we
is,
got some guys that can really throw some cash around probably, and some of us
yeah,
can't. So that's
yeah.
not, you know what I mean? Are we going to put like a cap on this or what we can spend, what we can't? See, this is all
Well,
questions we got to answer.
yeah, well, cash considerations, what you're going to end up running into, which might not, I mean, I guess it's part of it, but you might have somebody in the league, which this particular person, love him to death, and he actually is going to be the current champ of the league this year. But he has been known in the past to sometimes check out halfway through the season.
That's true.
So,
Not
so
care
you
a
can't
bit.
tell me that halfway through the season, if he's losing, he checks out, and Logan's like, "Hey, I'll give you $50 for
Right. Well, I'm talking
your
about
best
draft
player."
day, but yeah, that makes sense
That's
too. Yeah.
my
I was
thing.
talking about only draft day, but you know what the problem with that
Yeah.
is too about him checking out, which you're right, he does sometimes. The problem with that is too is like, which we could have done this all before too. Now that I think about it,
Mm.
but we could have been like, hey, you don't care, so or not, you don't care, but like if I say I did that deal for a pick that's a high rounder, he's like, if I finish above this place or whatever, or if I, then I got to give up a certain amount, certain pick. Why don't I just tank and not ever? I'm not gonna win.
Well, it's at random every year, though, ain't it? The
Oh yeah,
draft.
that's true. The draft is random. My
Yeah,
bad. I wasn't say
but
that
no, I
earlier.
get what you're saying,
Yeah,
though. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
I'm overthinking it a little too much. I think now, so we need to move on to something else. But anyway, is there anything else you want to? We're 2 hours in, so is there anything else you want to
Well, we can
get
sum
to
it
before
up
we?
by, and I don't want to give like a full. Yeah, I just want to kind of, like I said, I don't want to like go into like all the every bit of it, but just like maybe like a few, like two or three or something, like just high school football, just things you're excited for, because we are getting ready to start back, and I know, like I said, we're going into this kind of old school, like season one, how we are, the first year we did this, and kind of, we'll talk about games. We'll probably even make picks at times, but uh, we're not going to have the outline every week that we're going to cover every single game and give out stats on every single game because it's just we can't do it justice really. And there's other places that's doing that, but I still want to at least maybe just some headline, or I don't want to say headlines because I don't want to get into deep conversations to which, because I know there is headlines that happen this off season that we could talk a while on, but maybe just things that you're looking forward to, whether it be players or matchups or something going into this year, or even just the
Um,
feel of being out there on a Friday night again
I
in the
think
cold.
I think the one that pops off, the big question I have, I guess, is like I honestly don't know. I look at single A specifically, and I wonder who the favorite's going to be. Like I can't really. I don't think there's any. I don't think now. You might be able to correct me. I might be forgetting, but I don't think there's any like real obvious favorite.
Well, I mean, I think
Um.
East Side would be
Well,
your
I was going to say I would lean
would
more.
be your favorite.
Yeah, I would lean
Uh,
toward more towards them, but I also don't know what everybody else has got coming back. So I'm not sure. that's who I would have said it'll be. Probably will be a favorite, but like it's not like I don't think they're like head and shoulders. Like I don't think it's like an outright like.
Well, no, I mean them and Rye Cove's still going to be a heck of a game because
Well,
Rye Cove doesn't. I think they only lose maybe was it 3 or 4 players that
yeah,
was
it
told
wasn't
to
a
us
lot,
last year.
but
It's just the
that was my
you know
other
the
thing. I was going to say that I want to
yeah
watch is what Rykov looks like without their basically their heart and soul team, and who they can put in to play quarterback.
that's what I was going to
Because
say. The one they lost,
if
yeah.
they can get some production from the quarterback position, they could be good. They could be really good again.
Well, especially because like running the ball, they're gonna have Rollins back, and
Yeah,
they're gonna have a stacked line
right. Yeah,
again.
so they're going to be
Uh,
fine as far as that goes.
yeah,
Um,
and you can win championships. It's been done for a while
yeah,
with a strong
with
running
running ball.
game and
Yeah,
strong defense. So they're definitely not out of the picture at all. And
yeah,
I would, like I said, I would probably put them as a preseason wise a close second behind Eastside, and I give Eastside just because like their biggest star is coming back,
yeah,
in Keldon, he's a junior,
yeah. They
and
got.
that quarterback will be a
Yeah, and
sophomore.
I think they got. I think they got a lot of big pieces back. I think they don't. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then my other thing was just I don't know how the team will be, but like I think they'll be better than probably people think they will be. But Honaker with the new coach, the first year, like
yeah.
he took over last year with that situation. But I tell you another thing I'm really curious about and interested in is Graham and not being at Mitchell Stadium and several of their games apparently their home games are going to be at other stadiums. How they
Hmm.
adapt and how they take on that challenge of going to a neutral site basically and playing home games. Will they continue rolling, or will it be one of those years where somebody else jumps ahead? To me, 2A is like that's the one that I'm watching the most because I think that has the most question marks. Maybe I guess to say I don't know.
See, for me, I'm the opposite. Now, I do want to say this: did Riverheads go back to single A, or are
It's
they
hard
two?
to tell about them.
That's
I
something
really
we need
don't.
to find out, and I
I'm
hate
just
to
talking
be
about
like that,
I'm
but
talking
they're
about for the region as well. I'm not talking about the state.
well. I was just thinking, like for me, I think everything runs through Graham. I know Union's still gonna have a lot of talent. They got that Chandler kid back again, and he's great. From what I remember,
Yeah.
I think he's a senior this year. Um, but Graham runs the region, I think, for me, because I think they're going to come back and be better. I think this will be the best team we've seen in the last, like, in this 3 year span.
Even with
Uh,
all the kind of shifting and
I think
doing
I
that
think
they're
it's going to galvanize them together. I think it's
yeah.
going to pull them together. I mean, you already see Coach Palmer. He made a comment on Facebook, and kind of just, this team for years now. Uh, they don't shy away from like when people start talking about them and stuff. It fuels them. Like it don't bother them. Like
What
they
about
use it for fuel.
are they
And
is their quarterback is he back or they'll have to replace
I
him?
think I think he is. I know the running back, linebacker, Gabe Lilly that was on the show
Yeah.
last year. He's back, and they still got that lineman that's getting D1 looks. Jazier, I think is his name,
Okay,
Williamson maybe.
so yeah, if
But
they I thought they lost a lot, but if they didn't lose a lot, then then that's a
well, I mean, they lost some, but they got so much talent coming up.
yeah
Like their best talent that they're probably going to have. Like some of the best teams they're going to have is probably this younger group that's coming up, and
yeah.
that's crazy to say considering what they've had.
If the line's as good as it has
Yeah,
been,
well, and just
which it should
to
be,
kind of fit.
if it's
Yeah,
if
hmm
the past tells anything, they're gonna have a good line. Like they're
yeah.
gonna have a good line.
And just to kind of finish my point with Coach Palmer, he said on there like when all this was going on with the stadium, he put on there. He says, we don't care if we play in the parking lot. I mean,
Yeah,
that's kind of the attitude they
and I
got. Like they're ready to get on the field.
I agree. I agree. I believe that, and I believe that if anybody can do that, it's them. I just feel like that. Which playing at Mitchell Stadium, it's it's so big. It wouldn't as much as a home field advantage as some other places might be. So
Yeah,
really, not playing there. might not be like as much of a detriment as like Union not playing at Union or Hurley not
Yeah,
playing at
yeah,
Hurley.
100%.
I
Yeah,
mean, so it might not
yeah,
be it might not be that big a deal really.
yeah. I
But
think that, I mean,
do you think Virginia High will do they lose a lot?
I don't know if,
Because I feel like eventually somebody's going to take a step and challenge Union or Graham. Because basically it's been Union and Graham for last little bit.
yeah, I mean, Virginia High was flirting with that. Like
Yeah,
going into the end of last year, we kind of thought maybe they stood a chance. I don't know what all they got coming back. I don't know if the Keyshawn kid that we had on, I mean, he was a star last year. I think he was uh, the, when I say this, I think, there were players that we'd put ahead of him as being the best player around here, but I think he was the best player that nobody really talked about.
yeah.
I thought he was great, and Coach Patterson's still out there, and he's done a great job since he's been there. Um, so I want to not comment on what I think they on roster parts
Yeah,
because I don't know
right.
exactly.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I don't know if the Burks kid that we had on last year, if I can't not for the life of me remember if he's a senior or not. But I'm sure they'll be good because of
Yeah,
sometimes you get a coach like that. It's not just like it's a culture
yeah.
thing. It's something that it starts a trend and stuff. But we're forgetting one team.
Well, probably
Um,
the team I was getting ready to talk to you about because
yeah,
I
I mean,
heard
I would.
I heard something over the summer from somebody, and it's probably the same thing you're talking about. So I'll let you go ahead, and then we're probably going to agree. But then I'll tell you what I was going to say about a certain particular guy.
So yeah, so for me, your third team this year that would be itching to try to get in that top two, like that tier one category, and I think that's what you would have to call Union and Graham for this area, right? I mean, we've
Oh
had
yeah, it's just,
really good tier two teams.
everything goes through. I mean, I hate to
Yeah,
be that
those
way, but
two.
for the most part, the
Well, it's not.
region D
Yeah, it's
and
not
Region
anything
Two,
personal. It's just
it's region
yeah,
it's Graham and Union, and it has been for a while.
yeah. Uh, but that would be Lebanon.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
That would yeah. They have the team this year to contend because they're bringing everybody back. I
Yeah,
mean, you got Lane Jesse going into his sophomore year. You got, of course, Reese, quarterback, just signed at UVA Wise. Senior year, Toby Baker back again.
yeah.
I think they're going to probably. I don't. I've heard that they may have lost. I don't know how many, like maybe one or two linemen. Maybe from whoever told me that may be wrong, but I think they're fine. I don't think there's concerns from the people I've talked to about their line. Um, now I don't know that it's going to be like significantly better, but
Yeah.
I will say this. Um, I got Coach Norris on Facebook and stuff, and we know from talking to P Wade last year how involved Coach Norris is in the weight room and how he really makes that a focus for his team. And they've been hard at work from the week they got knocked out of the playoffs last year. They were out there doing speed drills and in the gym and stuff. And so the culture is changing over there. Where I know they've had some good football teams in the past, but it went off there for a little bit, but it's coming back now going in the future. I don't know what they got coming up after they have a mass exodus next year. But for this year, they got a great team. And, you know, they
Well,
were a few plays away from beating Graham last year.
now
Let's just be honest.
I will
Like,
say, yeah, I'll say this: the whole, you talk about the speed drills, weight room. We know very well it's Graham and Union are the same way.
oh, for sure, for sure.
But
Yeah,
I will say that like the line is the key to me. If their line
mm,
can match that physicality that Union and Graham are going to bring, I think their skill positions are going to be fine. I mean,
yeah.
what's his name? I can't remember his name now, but the quarterback,
Yeah, Reese. Yeah,
Reese is going to be the best
yeah.
quarterback in the area. And
Yeah, I was going to say that. He's the,
I don't think it's going to be close, particularly.
yeah.
Like I don't want to put down anybody else down, but I think it's obvious he's the best quarterback around here. And then receiver wise, you don't get better route runner and go to guy than you named it's Baker. And
Yeah, the only receiver in the area that I would put,
is in Honecker.
yeah, Yeah, and as far as pure route runner, I would give it to
Yeah,
Toby. I think
right.
Toby's the one of the best route runners
But also,
locally that I've seen in
yeah,
a while.
but athleticism, but it don't matter. I mean, we're comparing, but but what
Yeah.
specifically Lebanon, I heard Jesse is, apparently, from what I heard, Dutton is like a freak looking, like he thought he was big last year. Like
Yeah.
apparently, this kid looks like a college athlete. Like, he's apparently he's huge,
Well,
and so I think he could be the X factor. And I think their passing game is going to do it. I think he's going to be so much better. I think he's going to be a real problem for
mhm.
people to bring down. I think they honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if they are in a region championship this year. I really wouldn't. Now the line thing, like you said, if they had a couple, they lost a couple, whatever. If they can overcome that, I wouldn't surprise me a bit to see them in a region championship. It really wouldn't. I think they got all the pieces. I really do. In
Yeah.
the skill position places, if the line can do it and their defense can get some stops, that I think that'll be a real scary team come playoff time.
Yeah, and like I said, I don't know. Like I've heard different things on the line, so I don't know for sure on it. But
Yeah,
now, as far as Jesse, he's getting a lot of college looks. He's had a
yeah.
lot of D1 schools look at him. I think he goes to a lot of like camps and
Well,
stuff like
from
that.
what I heard, he looks like he's a D1 athlete right now.
I think he's already got
Like
a offer from Tech and Syracuse.
like I don't know. I mean, you look at him last year as a
So
freshman, and you looked at him the way he's built. Apparently, it's a whole different level. I've not seen him personally, but
yeah,
from what somebody told me, he's jacked. Apparently, like even bigger than he was last year. Like so, I'm looking forward to watching him play. The other thing you mentioned is Avery at Honaker. I really don't know what to expect from them. I think they'll be well coached. I think
yeah,
I just hope that I don't know. I'm real excited to see what they do over there. They're going to have a lot of athletes on the field again. That they'll be young, I think, but I think they might go under the radar for a while.
yeah. Well,
I think they could
that's
be
the
yeah. I think they could be something at the end of the year too. That
that's the
they could
mantra there. I think under the radar. I think that's how they probably like it, and it's crazy to think, and where we've been just 2 years ago to. I mean, it's just been such a wild turn, and I'm not going to get into all the coaching changes and stuff like that,
I
but
mean, 3 coaches in
just
2 years is crazy.
yeah, but I mean, just
Yeah.
the highs and the lows and it's just it's been wild. But now they have a lot of promise coming up. Quarterback Parker Lowe coming up, and from everything that I've heard, and I've been down here in the school and stuff, so just hearing things around the school is that IQ wise, like he knows his offense like the back of his hand. That he is, as far as up here, he's got it. And I'm not saying he don't like he has the skill too. Like I've heard a lot of people say that he's got the arm,
Yeah.
he's got talent, he's got all that. So he just got to get in there and get the experience. I mean, you can have all the talent and have all that. It's you got to get in there and experience it. And as smart as what I've heard he is processing the game and stuff, I would say that he's going to be a lot better towards the end of the year than what he is at
Yeah.
the beginning. Not to say that he's going to start slow; he might start pretty fast.
Yeah.
But that team is going to be a team that's going to have a chip on their shoulder all year because they went from being the hunted to now they get to
Yeah.
kind of relish in being the hunter a little bit
Yeah.
because everybody is going to assume that well you know quarterback graduated, they fell off, all these different coaching changes, da 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 da. They're going to overlook them. And, from what I've heard, the team that's coming up, the young kids that are coming up, is going to add, like, it's going to add another jolt into
Yeah.
the team. And
Uh,
then you do have Avery there. And,
yeah.
and Avery's a nightmare for any team in the state to have to guard him. He is
Yeah.
that good.
I think.
Uh,
Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, and talking about Coach Lowe being, they're going to be well coached, and I think that he's going to bring in that grit as far as like that chip on his shoulder type, being the underdog mentality. I think he's going to lean into that, and we'll see where it goes.
I think you mentioned the younger kids coming up. I think there's some really really good athletes coming up from that
Mhm.
younger team bunch they had last year. The eighth graders that are probably ninth graders this year, I guess, that are probably holdbacks. But so they're older. They're ninth grade, but they're
Mhm.
older. I think there's several X factors with them that are coming up that people probably don't even know about. That are gonna. I ain't gonna name no names right now, but I know one particular is probably freaky athletic if he's anything like his dad,
Yeah.
and it could be X factors. But also there, just like I mean, it's just like in every football team. The line there, as the line goes, might be how they go. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, for
I
sure.
know it's cliche to say, but it's true. But the other
Yeah.
thing I was going to ask you about what you think is, I know they lost obviously some a lot of talent there, but I can't remember. I'm terrible with names, so I can't remember his name. But the guy that coached at Patrick Henry last year,
Yeah. Shoot.
you forgot who.
um.
It,
Why am I not remembering his name?
anyway, we'll think about it in a minute. But is it Tazzle this year? So
Yes.
what are your thoughts? Do you think that that's going to be like a quick turnaround there, just the culture he'll bring and the style and that running
Co-
game, or do you think it'll be a year or two before like they're able to
oh,
really see like a big, because their line last year was absolutely huge. Like run,
yeah, it's
I
huge.
would
Yeah.
imagine he brings a sophisticated running game in there, and kind of how he did at PH. I feel like they could be like sneaky good.
Yeah, so well, two things. It's Coach Paget, by the way.
And
I was
Coach
trying to
Patrick,
go back
yeah,
to my text and stuff because we talked to him, a little bit last year. Uh, well, one thing is that he's got that like spread double wing unique
yeah,
offense, and yeah, it's something that you could probably teach. Probably, and I'm not when I say this, I'm not taking away complexity of it because when you watch him at PH, the line, the way that they pull and stuff is beautiful. But you could probably teach it and implement it in one off season. If you got the team that's dedicated and stuff, is what I'm sure they are. Um, but now that's a good question. What you're asking is because does he stay with his system that he used at PH? Because it could work with the line they have and with Creasy graduating.
it's a
If
great
they don't,
it's a great
yeah,
year
if
to
they
do
don't
it.
have somebody coming up,
Yeah,
yeah, it would be a great transition year. Or when I talked to him, he said he actually he has a background and knowledge in the air raid. He actually went out there and coached at California for a while. And so he's got it's not like he can't pass the ball.
yeah,
Like he knows how to create a system that passes the ball too.
yeah.
So what I think you're probably going to get is probably a base of spread double wing, but you're probably going to have a few more passing sets because I think at double A you have to pass a little more
Well,
um, to a degree. I mean, Riverhead's made a
well,
killing
not
off
River,
of
but
you
even
know,
even Union. I mean, I know they'll throw it every now and again, but
yeah.
basically, they unless they have to, they don't.
Well, yeah, but they have the danger of like if you don't honor it,
They
they did
do,
have the
but
athletes that could score,
I
so it
mean,
wasn't
I
like
know,
it was a
I know they do,
liability.
but like in the offense like that, you don't have to have. I guess what I'm saying is you don't have to be as like efficient and I guess uh prolific. I guess
Yeah,
like you know what
no,
I mean. Like
I wouldn't.
a play action will really help out a lot when if you can run
Mhm.
it, and you don't have to be as good at that. I guess is what I meant. But I just wonder. And again, I don't know what they had coming up. They might have had a stud at quarterback behind Creasy that could.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know anything about any of these schools
no
as you know.
same here,
So
same here.
I guess we're just guessing. But I am
Yeah.
curious to see how Tazewell goes with just because of our we
Hmm.
know a little bit about Coach Paget and how he was at PH, and that I am watching that as a genuine curiosity about how it goes.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to it, man. I really can't
Yeah.
wait to see how some of these some of these new faces and stuff like that. It feels like a almost like you kind of hit other than Graham and Union, you kind of hit or Lebanon, you kind of hit reset button on a lot of these programs like they're starting.
Yeah. I was gonna, just to kind of brush over the whole thing, just because I was just sitting here while you was talking, so I was just sitting there thinking about some other schools, and I'm not gonna like deep diving into all of them, but just as a brush like quick run through. I mean, you look at PH, new coach, Coach Cooper.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, I forgot about
guess
yeah,
and congratulations to him because I know we
yeah.
wasn't on here to say it, but new start post Tyler Barrett. He's gone, graduated,
Did you
went to Georgetown. I think. I think it was Georgetown, if
Georgetown
I'm not mistaken. So new
football
start for him there.
football or track?
I think track
Was it for
maybe.
track? Okay.
I'm not sure.
We should know that, but
We had,
I
we
didn't
had to
keep up
figure it
with
out.
yeah.
I knew it last year because I think we mentioned it on the podcast, but it's been a minute. But yeah, so Coach Cooper, new start there, and they lost some, so we'll see under a new regime,
I got
familiar face, friendly
I
face.
got a question real quick before we move on
Yeah,
from Patrick Henry. Coach Cooper was at Giles for several years.
yep.
Do you think? I mean, obviously, I know you don't know because I know of you haven't talked to him. But do you think he tries to implement the Giles and the double
Well,
wing and all that stuff, or like whatever it is,
so,
the double wings, whatever it is?
yeah. So I mean, he spoke about it a little bit last year in the podcast. How even playing at Hurley from the double wing or wing T
Wing T, yeah,
going over to like Giles, and they have like the double wing, and there's like certain things that translate, and even through like the spread double wing or wing, whatever that Coach Paget had kind of implemented that unique set. Um, all of it kind of like I'm sure he could go either way. He could go the double wing and go wing T. He could do the spread. He could do what Paget was doing.
yeah,
I think I think Austin's good enough and knowledgeable enough through his experiences to go with either of those options, whatever he thinks is best, is what I'm kind of getting with.
yeah.
Um, and so I don't know because I don't have him here to ask him. I don't know. I know all
I know
those
you
are
don't.
probably
I
branches
know you
from the
don't
same
know. I
tree.
just was wondering if what you
Yeah.
what your
Well,
guess would be about what.
yeah, I was gonna say they're all branches, I think, from the same tree. Now, which branch does he like the best? I don't
Yeah,
know, but it'd be interesting to see. That's gonna be one of the things that I want to see
yeah.
uh, going in, and just to like run through some of the other things. Coach Akers again at Holston. Holston was a surprise team last year. Was really good, and they were picked to be last going into the year or near the bottom. Do they bounce back, or are they not a team that's going to be overlooked anymore? What are they going to be like? Coach Akers, I think, is a great coach. You look at Aiden Woods at Abingdon, just signed to play at UNC under Coach Belichick. He'll be out there. So that's kind of a cool thing, having a D1 commit out that way. Then you look at Buchanan County, you're looking at the end of some of the teams this year as we know it, going into the Southern Gap
Did
arrival, and
Did you see
so
the numbers of the players for those
the
teams?
numbers are kind of low, and at least the two team photos that I saw.
I've seen all
Uh,
three, and nobody. I think Hurley might have had the most dressed out for team picture.
yeah, I mean, and it kind of just the undertone of that is kind of we needed the consolidation. It's getting to where
It's kind of crazy.
yeah,
Yeah,
but that's it's something that's going to build up and stuff. So yeah, I mean that's something to watch. You going to go to Twin Valley's final game? I don't know. I've been kind of
I would like to. I guess. I mean, I probably
I'm
should,
considering it. I mean, it kind of just. I mean, I don't.
but I don't know. It depends on. I guess it just depends on how many. If there's any other really good games that week. I guess I
You know,
will. I don't know. I mean, part
I
of me,
probably will go to it. I mean, it's the last one.
part of me wants to. Part of me, if I go, honest, okay, this is gonna sound bad because I was full there, but if I go, it'll just to be support Coach Krieger. Like
Yeah,
I don't think I don't feel like I don't have that pull to be there for Twin Valley's last football game because I had so many bad just the way football ended for me there and stuff. Like I don't have. I mean, somewhere
I get what you're
if I thought
saying.
about it, somewhere deep down, I would be like, yeah, I need to be there. But I guess we never had no kind of history of success, so it's not like it
The
doesn't.
last basketball game, you're going to be there.
Probably not.
Ain't gonna be there.
I don't know. Maybe, probably not.
Yeah.
I
Well,
what I tell you what I would like to do, and this is going to sound sappy and sentimental. I would like to be able to go over and before they like close the school down, I would like to be able to go and like just walk around the gym for a while by myself or something like crazy like that, like something
Yeah.
weird.
No, I mean, I get that
But I
completely.
don't know that I can go to a ball game and take in what I would want to take in. I guess that makes sense. Like,
Oh no, yeah, I get what you're
I don't.
saying. Yeah, because you got the game and you got other things going on, and
Yeah,
I get that.
I don't know. I mean, I'll go to games and I'll go to watch them, and support Coach Ryan, and see how they do and things like that. But
Mm.
uh, I don't know that. I mean, I wouldn't say if it's a guarantee. If you just ask me, hey, you're going to make sure you're there for the last game there, it should be a yeah, I'm going to be there for sure. But honestly, my initial honest reaction is like, I don't know. I'm not sure why
Yeah,
that is,
yeah.
but
No, I get what you're saying. Just to kind of finish out, yeah, I mean, like I said, Buchanan County final years there, so that's something, or final year for some of those teams. So that's something to watch for. Richlands, it's a big scheduling change this year for Richlands. It's not the gauntlet that they've been going through year in year out. They'll still have some tough games, but they got a lot of games. I think they have Patrick Henry maybe is one of them. They and I hate to say it like this, but they took it back a little bit, and they needed that. Like
they got Grundy.
yeah. So there's just
Uh,
there's things that needed to be done, honestly. And I know that it was hard to do it years prior because you got agreements and whatever. Uh, but it was hard, going through because everybody finally goes or eventually goes through a rebuild, and going through a rebuild and having to face the gauntlet of the talented teams that they went through was hard. It's hard to get back up on your feet
yeah,
going against that.
it
So
is. I tell you, speaking of Grundy, Twin Valley and Hurley, which will be part of Southern Gap next year. Uh, I feel like Grundy's kind of the. I'm not. I don't know what Grundy how good Grundy's going to be, or how I'm not sure. I'm not speaking to their how good they're going to be this year, but their schedule though, because they went ahead and scheduled and picked up a lot of the Southwest District teams that they're going to be playing at Southern Gap next year. Like they're kind of they deserve a pat on the back for going ahead and taking that on, I guess, like and getting that schedule started because that's going to be a rough schedule for them. I feel like because I don't,
yeah,
you know, like it, they played a tough schedule last year, but this year especially uh, for what I think might be a I don't want to say a down year, but like a rebuild year. I think after losing
yeah.
off, um, and having to play that schedule because of the new school. Like shout out to them for having that's going to be that's going to be a tough schedule for them this year.
Yeah, I mean, they lost Lester, and I don't remember if the back. I think he comes back. I believe. Um, was it Taylor? Was it
Yeah,
Taylor? I can't
but
remember.
didn't your cousin didn't he graduate?
Yeah, Carson
And a couple,
graduated,
I
and
think a couple of good linemen.
Shaheem
Yeah, Shane, a
graduated.
couple of good linemen, I
Um,
think graduated.
yeah, the lineman we had on there
Yeah,
last year. Gosh, I can't remember. I don't know why I can't remember names. I guess we were so late. But yeah, I mean, they lost a lot.
yeah, but they
Um,
might be bringing some guys up that they might be just
yeah,
fine, and but even if they had the same team they had last year, that schedule, unless I'm just mistaken,
yeah,
is going to be pretty
it's
tough.
gonna be tough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So shout
and
out
you
to
look
them
at
for having to be like almost the guinea pig, or like not the guinea
yeah,
pig, but like the one that like Twin Valley. They're not playing what I mean. Hurley and Twin Valley is not
I get what
taking
you're
on
saying.
that
Yeah,
schedule. Grundy's going to play it, so the next year
yeah,
they can have it in place or some of it in
yeah.
place. So I don't know. Good on them.
The sacrifice.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I guess they had to. They had to do
Yeah,
it. So I'm sure they didn't choose to
yeah,
do it. They had, kind of had to do it. But
yeah.
it's just
Well, yeah, I'm excited to see Coach Bartley out there again. I mean, I think he did a great job last year, and
mhm.
you look at Coach Gill out Hurley Way, great job. Tommy, of course. Um, another one I wanted to mention, like I said, we don't have to talk about these. I just wanted to mention them. Coach Warner at Twin Springs, he gets last year it felt like a odd outlier year, not because of the record, it's just because half the team was
Well,
hurt,
basically,
and
they
so
were they were the 49ers last year.
Yeah. I mean, like
Basically,
you couldn't
yeah,
even judge
you
them
couldn't.
accurately because the team was hurt.
You couldn't have half your starters were not playing.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, it was just a weird, terrible
Hmm.
fluke thing that normally in football, obviously you'll have an injury or two, and you hope it's not like you know. I mean, obviously you don't hope it. You hope it's not anybody gets hurt, but like obviously there are certain players that will affect your team more than others if they do get hurt. And it seemed like he had everybody hurt. Like it's just
Yeah.
one
No, I
of those
mean it was
weird
the
things.
same.
Like yeah, it's like every week there was
Yeah.
somebody else that went down. So
Yeah.
yeah, hopefully they
It's
can have a bet. Even if the record doesn't get any better, I like hopefully for them after what they went through last year, they can stay healthy and have a full
stay
full
healthy.
squad.
Yeah, and I saw the team photos the other day, Coach Warner posted, and it looks like they got decent numbers, and I know just talking to him how like invested he is and stuff. You know that he's probably fired up to get the season going after last year. And then you also you got Coach Chisholm out there at Castlewood, year two into the culture change there.
Yeah,
So it'll be interesting to see kind of what they look like this year.
yeah,
I'm not saying they're going to take like huge leaps or anything, but steady improvement would
yeah.
be
We'll see
good.
how it goes.
And
Um,
then go ahead.
I was just say my. I'll let you go ahead. You're talking about
Well,
football.
I was just going
Mine's
to
not football related. So
Well, I'm about done anyway. I was just gonna say then Chill Howie. It's gonna be interesting to see like your Chill Howie, Roll Retreat, Northwood. Be interesting to see those three because we had Coach on last year from Chill Howie, great guy. And it seems like that program's on the up as well. And they were tough out last year about beat Rye Cove, and then you of course you got questions of is Roll Retreat gonna finally get over that kind of they've been like floating around that first round exit every year, like in the playoffs? Are they going to take a next leap? And is Northwood are they going to take a leap? Because, they were kind of at the bottom. So that's just, kind of like an overview, like quick run through of just like small headlines. But there's a lot of stuff to be excited for. I mean, it's going to be kind of hard picking and choosing where to
yeah.
go some weeks.
Well, you talk about Coach Warner's post. Did you see where Gate City gave McClung a big
Yeah,
3-time
I've seen
dunk
that.
champion sign? That's pretty cool
Hmm.
to have that.
And they're
Just
going to do a mural too, ain't they?
I don't know. I'm not sure,
Yeah.
but
I think on the last, like
I,
on the slides of Mac McClung's
yeah.
post, the last one, it isn't created yet, but I think it has like a little thing where
Well,
it's talking about the mural. I think.
my thing is, I hope. I mean, I selfishly, I hope that they those numbers that they put on that sign he made are magnets and they can take off. I hope he'll do another dunk contest and it'd be the possibility of a fourth time.
Yeah,
But you never know. I
I
mean,
don't think.
he may give it up and not
Yeah,
do it anymore. But I enjoy watching him do it.
yeah,
So hopefully there's room that they're able to change that sign next year and make another one. But it kind of worries me that they went ahead and did a sign. Maybe he's done with the competition. I don't know.
yeah. He said he was
Oh, did he say?
anyway,
Yeah, but
but
everybody
yeah,
says they're done.
but that's what I was going to
Yeah,
say. You don't know. Money talks,
yeah,
especially for somebody that I mean, I'd love if you get and be like a steady thing in the NBA, but he's kind of in and out, so
yeah,
you never know. But yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff, and we didn't even touch on Ridgeview and like your Wise County, like you got a few different teams that Norton or Burton, so you got a few different teams that will. It's going to be exciting to see what happens, and I'm sure we're going to have our games that um, we're going to focus on because I know me personally that East Side Rycovery match is um, probably that and I guess because the history of us going last year watching it is like my top game going into this year. I
yeah,
mean, I know Union and Graham, of course,
yeah.
is Union and Graham, but
My
just being there.
my last thing I'm gonna say before we get off here is I'm gonna call him out, and maybe he still listens to our podcast, maybe not. It's been a while, but Landon
Mm.
Lane, you owe me a round of golf. I'm holding you to it. So get up with me and we'll play. That's all I got for this
Yeah,
episode. So you
yeah.
take us out, see whatever you got.
I was just going to say on that. I think I saw somewhere the other day that he's on the coaching staff over there at
Oh, is
Rycove.
he?
Yeah,
Well, he's
I mean,
been.
I may have misread
Well, he
that. I don't
might
know if he's like a
he might be busy then, I guess. But
yeah. I don't know if he's like just helping out or if he's I don't know what extent, but yeah, that's still exciting. But yeah, I mean, guys, I mean, it's been a long one, but it's good to be back on here. Had a lot to talk about for those of you that listen and watch and made it to the end. Appreciate
we
it.
have a good. Well, we have several that we have talked to in the past if they're still available, but one in particular that I know will for sure be coming on whenever we can work out the schedule. We have a really good guest planned out. That's both a good. I've had a lot of experience with him playing from little league to high school, and also his has a music career that I think people will find interesting. He can talk to some about that. But I think he'll be a real good conversation to have
Yeah,
with him. So I'm looking forward to having him on. So we got a good guest coming up at some point here in the next few weeks. Hopefully, I won't say his name, but we'll surprise you with it. But I think people will like it a lot. So
some
that's
acting
so
too. I think he does.
that. Well, really, I didn't
I
know that.
seen him do like some. I seen him post some stuff like acting and like
Mm.
was it like Canada or something? And I don't know if it's like a
I
music
don't know. I
video or
must
something. I
have
don't
missed.
know, but
I'm not on Facebook a lot, so I might have
yeah,
missed that post. But
mhm.
uh,
It's been a while
yeah,
back.
he
But
seems like he was seemed like he might have done a thing or dabbled his toe in high school in some
yeah,
theater. I can't remember. He's a man of many talents. I'll say that. So
yeah, yeah, for sure.
we'll hopefully get him on and have a good conversation with him. But yeah, that's all I got. So you can take us out. I'm looking forward to doing it again and getting back into the swing of it.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Just everything you said there, man. Like I said, I'm glad we're back on here and appreciate everybody that's listening. Like, share the post, comment, say hey. For all the ones that's messages, I've um, just hadn't got a chance to message back yet. I'm gonna try to be more active on that. Um, but I do appreciate all the support and everybody checking in on us and stuff like that. Um,
Oh, I do have
you
another
know,
thing.
go ahead.
Sorry. I don't
No, go
know
ahead.
if anybody is still listening this far in, but if they are, I would like to do a segment where we do. If you watch Brilliant Idiots podcast with Andrew Schultz and Charlemagne, they do Ask Idiots. We could do, I don't know, Ask the Porch or something stupid like that. But if anybody wants to send a message in to our Facebook Messenger, if you have any questions that you would want me or Cameron to answer, we may or may not answer them depending on what the questions are. But if we get enough of them, we'll sift through them and we'll answer a few of them on here. I think that'd be cool. I
Yeah.
don't know if anybody's interested or not, but I'd be open to it if anybody wants to send some questions in.
Yep, I agree with that. I think that'd be a blast. But guys, till next time. Again, it's great to be back. We'll see y'all next time.